Hello, Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network listeners. I am Jeff Hawkins, co-host of Shake Them Ropes, with a very special announcement. If it's been a while or you've never listened to us before, the original gang is back. Myself and Rob McCarran, back talking wrestling. We have no idea where this show's going to go, where we're going to keep any of the old bits or any of the old things in there. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a journey, and we'd like for you to come along with us. Only on Shake Them Ropes on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network.
Do you like wrestling trivia? Then check out the 5-Star Match Game, the Pro Wrestling Quiz Show. I'm Joe Gagney, and every episode, I grill 3 contestants with 5 rounds of power-packed wrestling trivia. We have over 30 evergreen episodes in the archives covering WWE, AEW, Japan, Mexico, and much, 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 much more. Play along at home and check it out today.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Welcome back, folks, to Wrestling Omakase. It is episode number 280. Okay, before I introduce my guest, before I do anything fun, there's something I want to fucking say. And, you know, we don't really do that much political shit on this show. I try not to get into it, just like I try not to pay attention in my real life, because it's really horrible to be an American right now, or pretty much always, actually, but especially right now. But I just want to say, if somehow, you know, because there was that one episode where we dunked on the Republicans, I think, in the fall, but I don't bring it up that often. If somehow you're a conservative, especially a Trump supporter, who has gotten the impression that they are welcome to listen to this podcast, hosted by an MB queer person, you know, who I think sounds like it, I think. But just in case you didn't get that memo, that I'm not with you or I don't like you, I fucking hate all Trump supporters. I'm not even playing around with this at this point. I really think if you want to tell me you voted for him in 2024 or even the other elections and now you regret it, I guess that's okay. I still think you're an idiot in that case. But if you are a current Trump supporter with what is going on in Minneapolis, with the 2 fucking people that have been murdered by that motherfucker's goddamn jackbooted Gestapo, I want you to know that I fucking hate you, okay? I don't want you to listen to my podcast. I don't want you to enjoy my podcast. I don't want you to take any enjoyment from anything you listen to me talk about. In fact, I just don't want you anywhere near me. I want you completely away from me. I want you as far away from me as possible. I don't want to interact with you. I don't want you to silently listen to me. I want you completely fucking far away, because I think you're a piece of shit. I think you have nothing even resembling empathy, and I think you have helped make the world a much worse place, let alone even just in America with what went on with Greenland and how those fucking poor people there were scared half to death that this maniac was going to invade them before he finally backed down last week. But even you've made the world a worse place. You've undoubtedly made America a worse place, and you helped get people killed. So go fuck yourself if you're a Trump supporter. And I fucking, you know, this is the only platform that I have. You know, obviously it doesn't really mean that much, but I really want you to know that if you support Donald Trump, I don't want you listening to my podcast. I don't want you taking any joy out of this goofy fucking wrestling hobby that we share. I want you away from me. I cannot make that more fucking clear. Do not listen to my show. Do not interact with me. Go fuck yourself. Okay. With that said, and I promise that's the only thing we're going to do, because man, was every time I think of that poor man that fucking lost his life yesterday because you had to vote for this piece of fucking shit, it makes me want to fucking like strangle somebody. So, and that's all. That's all. Go fuck yourself if you're a Trump supporter. I cannot say that strongly enough. Velkej, how you doing? You're today's guest. There's no easy transition from that.
Hello, I'm here, and I do not have fascist government yet. So there's that yet.
I don't know.
Yet.
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about Czech government. Are you guys dealing with this bullshit
it's
too?
fine. The hope right now is that our fascists will like run out of steam because they cannot. They are in the coalition government with our lovely criminal prime minister, who is a criminal, convicted criminal, but whatever, and corrupted piece of crap and member of mafia, whatever it's called. Basically, he stole a lot of money and is a prime minister. And to get the prime minister post, he had to ally with the fascists who got into the government, but they are absolutely inept. And this guy, who is very good at being a shark, a very good capitalist shark, he's running laps around them. So they will spend themselves out during this election cycle, and we will get rid of them next time. Because their voter base will not be satisfied, and they will find someone else and split again. So that's the hope here, because we do have multiple party systems, so that's very good.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the shitty.
Yeah.
The Democrats voted to fucking reauthorize funding for ICE in the House.
Seen.
Like 7 Democrats voted for that. Like right
they
before
just could
this
have
fucking
not.
shit.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like they could. Whatever.
Utah, I love Utah Ice. He's got to change his fucking name at this point, because every time I see the word ice, I want to fucking throw up, honestly. But like the video of those two shootings, I like the second one was even worse than the first one. Like that man didn't do anything, and they just fucking killed him for no reason. And the way they've tried to spin it too, and like, you know, they seriously have reached the point where they're the 1984 quote. It's like, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? Because anyone can see what the fuck they saw, and there's no possible justification for murdering that poor man. But you know, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. It's like I left the peaceful country 2 weeks ago, and Japan has its own problems. You know, they're racist over there, or whatever. But like the fucking peacefulness in that country, walking around that country, not thinking to myself, am I going to get shot by a random person? Is it going to be a federal agent? Are they going to pop out of somewhere and start fucking shit? And it's like, no, you don't worry about that in Japan. You just walk down the street. There was like one guy I saw doing like trying to do a campaign rally in like Kyoto by the Nintendo Museum, like right by that train station, and no one gave a shit. Like no one even like responded to it. No one did anything. Like, I don't know. Just very. I miss being in Japan and not giving a shit about anything. But what are you gonna do? Back in this shitty country. And Velkej, you're typing very loud.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My keyboard is too loud. I apologize. I'm typing about some other stuff that honestly kept me from being able to watch all the wrestling that I agreed with John to watch, which means I have to apologize to your listeners, John. I will not be able to go with you to talk about DDT and GLEAT.
Great.
Yes, and I apologize about that. So
that's fine, because I didn't watch GLEAT either. I'm probably gonna watch it.
I am sad that I did not manage to watch
Yeah.
the DDT though. I wanted to, and I just couldn't.
So Velkej
time.
Velkej and I are going to do New Japan, Stardom, and Marigold after I calm down a little bit here about wanting every Trump supporter to commit seppuku. But when we get through, we're going to do New Japan, Stardom, and Marigold. Then I'll probably review DDT. I definitely will review DDT myself, and I'll probably watch GLEAT after we finish recording and also do that by myself. So no big deal. But yeah, we're back here. It's been a little bit, I was pretty busy. Well, first I was very depressed after I got back from Japan, to be honest. The only thing that really got me out of my post-Japan trip depression, missing Japan and also just being very sad to be back in this utter shithole of a fucking country that I live in, was just planning another Japan trip. So that's what I did. I planned a trip for June.
Yeah, I've seen that you are coming back. Sapporo, right?
No, I'm not going to Sapporo.
No, you're not going to Sapporo?
No, so we're landing. God, I might as well go. Like, everybody's getting excited. The people who subtweet me are going to be very excited to hear more Japan trip.
Let's
talk.
Go!
But yes. So first of all, I got Nicole to go with me. She was originally going to go with me in December, which I'm still going to that too. By the way, don't get that twisted. But she decided she'd rather go in June anyway, and it works out better for me because it's like, I don't know if anyone else is going to go in June. I've heard there's a couple people who have told me they're considering it. I know. I don't know if he wants me to say this. The Armani Shoe Exchange, who's like a longtime listener, and I think longtime listener, definitely interacts with me a lot in Discord. I think he said he was considering going. Jeff Andrews of VW said he was considering going if he could find a job or something. But it could easily just be me, basically. That it could easily be just me. So now at least I have Nicole with me, and I'm not going to be fucking lonely over there. Whereas in December, obviously, 1 million people go for Wrestle Kingdom every year. So I'm sure it's a lot of the same faces I saw on this past trip will probably be there. So it's not really. And plus, I have like a bunch of my friends, from my anime friends from the New Jersey, New York area are going this year too. So, but yeah, it worked out. I get Nicole to go with me in June, and then December, I'll know plenty of people there. So, that we'll see how that goes. And she was like, that was actually kind of the factor where she was like, I don't want to share you. Because she was like, because there's so many, I was telling her about, I know all these people there. We keep meeting up for stuff. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. She's a little antisocial. She doesn't like meeting people, really. So,
my trips are usually mostly antisocial because I go alone. And I just have just few days when I meet someone else. But
I think you and I might be going the same time, right? Aren't you doing?
No. I am doing next year's All-Star Grand Kingdom, and I hope that they are doing the dome.
That's what I'm doing too.
Okay.
So I'm doing. My plan right now is, June this year, Wrestle Kingdom, and then next year Golden Week. So 2027 Golden Week. So that's my plan. Because I'm in my 2 trips a year era. So.
Yeah, I think I will do the same dates. Basically, get a week before Golden Week, which ends with the All-Star Grand Kingdom. Then I will leave Tokyo, which is, by the way, the travel that day is hellish. A lot of people traveling from the Tokyo station. That was the only time this turnaround that I got claustrophobic. With
When do you go usually? You get there the week before? I'm looking at the calendar for 2027. You will get there probably the week.
This time I landed on the 22nd, 23rd, something like that. And
let me look back at
or
those
24th. Basically a week before
this was 2025, right? Yeah. So you landed April 24th. Okay. And then you were there until when?
Until 11th.
Okay. So yeah, about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would. I mean, yeah, it's always risky, right? Because you're booking. Well, I'm gonna try to use points for my thing, and I'm gonna try to book it exactly a year out. So it's if Stardom does something weird, the Dontaku dates you're always pretty sure of. But Dontaku
is all the every time Dontaku is at the same time. That's fine.
But I guess you can adjust it too. Because I booked this. So I guess to get back to June, I booked this June. I'm leaving June 10th. So Wednesday, June 10th. I land Thursday the 11th, and the New Japan already said Dominion is Sunday the 14th. And now I'm just assuming that Stardom the conversion is probably Saturday the 20th. Because it's usually the last couple of years has been the week. They've only done the show 2 years, but both years it's been the week after Dominion, I believe. Maybe 1 year was 2 weeks after Dominion. I don't know. But last year was definitely the week after Dominion. I don't go back until the 28th. So if it ends up being 2 weeks after Dominion, if it's Saturday the 27th, I would be fine. The only thing that would screw me, basically, is if they either put it Sunday evening the 28th, then I'd have to adjust my flight back at least a day. Or what would really screw me is if they did the weekend before Dominion instead, if it was like June 6th, then I don't know what the fuck I would do. Especially since I already like booked all my hotels and paid for them.
Yeah.
So
my next trip will be like similar time. So again, because I assume the All-Star Grand Kingdom will be on the same day. Again, I'll wait for the booking until the Dream Kingdom, because if they announce like some different date because they want to do a dome instead of Yokohama Arena or like some similar venue, and I have to like they have to, because they would be smaller than they are right now in the Yokohama Arena comparatively to the other acts that are booking the dome. So I have to wait until the Dream Kingdom before booking any plane tickets or anything else. And it's the Golden Week is expensive accommodation wise. It's as expensive as like the actual New Year's in Tokyo. So in Fukuoka even more. It was like I could not afford to spend those 5 days in those 4 days in Fukuoka. Instead, I was in like a town 45 minutes by train away. So basically, every morning I woke up, I walked for 20 minutes to get to the train station, to the local train station. I got on a train, traveled for 45 minutes, got into Fukuoka, into Hakata, and then like I was able to go somewhere else, somewhere in Fukuoka. Fukuoka is a wonderful city. I recommend it, especially during this time because of the festivals and everything. But it's full of tourists, especially from Korea or China, because it's just like 2 hours flight from Seoul to Fukuoka, and they have like international airport. So even though it was beautiful, it's like weather was like perfect. I cannot like complain about that, but everything else like kind of sucked. The amount of people and so on, and especially the costs, because like it was more expensive than it would have been any other time, I think, because of the tourist overload. But I would not have changed the date, and I would not have changed the locations that I went to, because I really enjoyed my time there. Even though I was alone, but still, I'm fine with being alone.
So what was that for June? Well, I booked all my hotels for June already. I didn't do the insane hotel jumps I did last time because it did get too crazy with the amount, which everybody told me it would be, and I should have fucking listened, I guess. But there were so many days. Like there was one point where I did like 4 hotel moves in a row, or 3 days in a row, or something within Tokyo, which definitely felt too crazy. So what I'm doing this time is I'm still jumping around a lot, and I am doing one kind of silly thing, I guess. But I really want to be back in Tokyo on the 15th, and then there was more stuff I wanted to see in Kansai. So basically, I land on the 11th, on Thursday the 11th. We're staying 2 nights in Yokohama first off, because Nicole really liked Yokohama last time we went there, and she wanted to give us a chance to spend 2 nights there instead of the 1 night we did last time. So we're staying at this place, the Richmond Hotel. It's like one of these Japanese business hotel chains right by Yokohama Station. I mean, the good thing about going to Yokohama, too, when you fly into Haneda, it's very close. It's like 25 minutes.
That's just like on the other... you are just going the other side than if you were going to Tokyo, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's very close. So that part is nice. But yeah, so we go from the 10th to the, what was I saying? The 10th to the 11th? Yeah. So the 11th to the 13th in Yokohama. I mean, the big thing I really want to have time to do is see the Chinatown this time, because Yokohama is a very famous Chinatown, and I didn't get a chance to do that last time. So yeah, basically that'll be cool to see. Then on the 13th, we go to Osaka. So we go right from Shin Yokohama to Shin Osaka on the Shinkansen. We're spending 2 nights in Osaka on the first time in Osaka on at the Cross Hotel, which is a hotel I really like. That's right by the Dotonbori area. Obviously, we're gonna go to Dominion on the Sunday is the main thing. Then Monday the 15th, we go back from Osaka to Tokyo. We spend a full week in Tokyo, and I booked 1 hotel. I'm just staying in it for 7 nights. So I've experienced personal growth. I'm no longer going to do the constant Tokyo hotel jumping for no reason. So yeah, I booked the JR Hotel Met's premiere in Akihabara, which is like the one that's like kind of connected to the Akihabara station. So the rate I got, I thought was pretty good. I mean, I remember it being like it's like their nicest room. It's like a queen room with a balcony. It's not like gigantic or anything because it's still like a business hotel. But yeah, the total cost was like 217,000 yen, which at the time when the yen was still, because the yen's dropped a little bit since I did all these bookings, which made me feel like a genius, honestly. But I think it was only like 217 times divided by 180, because you go on 80 yen. 217,474 divided by 180. Yeah, it was like $1,200. So for 7 nights, I mean, that's pretty good. So like, you get that for you basically came to like 172 a night or 173 a night. Which splitting that with Nicole is really not that bad. So yeah, that was a pretty good booking. Hopefully I like the hotel. It looks pretty nice, especially for like, it's like kind of on the nicer side of the business hotels, The JR, I've heard good things about the JR East Mets chain, and it's like really, really well located since you're directly next to Akiba Station, which Akiba Station is one of those train stations you really want to, like, it's one of those train stations on the Chuo line and the Yamanote. You could really get almost anywhere from there. So that's good. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff right around Akiba area. There's the Club Bogra I went to last time I really liked. So I'll be able to walk back from there. And that's also the week I'm working a little bit from Japan. I'm working like half days, which will be interesting. I've never tried that before, but it'll be like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time, which will be like 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. So we'll see how that goes.
Preparing for longer and longer trips or more and more often, just to stretch the tourist visa.
Yeah.
Like if you are able to work from there, like that's what I would love to do. Is to be able to work from there and just be there for quite some time.
I know. I really want to do that. This is like the test run for me.
Yeah.
Where I'm seeing if I can get through 4 days of half days, and then we'll see how it goes. But the good thing is I get the 19th off anyway for Juneteenth, and I don't know. I'm surprised Trump doesn't try to take that one away yet. But yeah, so that's the 1 week I'm working. But yeah, so I'm in Tokyo 15th to 22nd. The 22nd we go back to Osaka. It's a little wacky, but basically Nicole wanted to see Nara because I've been to Japan 6 times and never gone to Nara, which is like people don't know what Nara is. It's like the deer city. Yeah, she really wanted to see the deer. So we're going to go on the 22nd. We're going to use Osaka as a home base. This is one of the 2 fancy hotels I booked. I booked the Conrad Osaka, which I've always wanted to say I have to compare to the Conrad Tokyo that I've been at 3 different times. And I got a great rate on it. I'm surprised like how not that expensive the hotels are in June. I guess it's not quite peak season yet, like not peak summer yet.
No, I think it's because it's after the season and during the Golden Week, and it's before any of the summer holiday things. And I assume that Japanese people do not actually want to are like starting to not to want to travel during summer because it's too fucking hot, even for them.
June's not that bad though.
Yeah, I know, but it's too close to the Golden Week. I think it's so.
I think. Yeah.
So basically, normally, like for example, 15 years ago, they would be planning travel for the Sakura season, for the Golden Week, for the summer, which would be end of July, somewhere during August, and then like maybe October before like the rainy season, and then December. So those are like probably the most times they would travel because you have Obon during August as well.
Yeah. So I was actually there during that, and they do travel a lot during Obon.
Yeah. So June is probably one of the months that they do not travel as much. Same as the start of April, end of March, and then like the end, basically from half of May until July, start of July, I assume, because that I think that like kind of fits with the national holidays at like usual vacation time in Japan. So I think that June is a good time for cheaper hotels.
Yeah, the Conrad Osaka. So it's one of their fanciest hotels. I think the price has gone down a little bit because the Hilton brand also opened the Waldorf Astoria Osaka late last year. So this is kind of like not quite as fancy now. I'll be interested to see they're opening a Waldorf in Tokyo too. I'll be interested to see if the same thing happens to the Conrad Tokyo, where the rates are even higher than the Osaka one. But yeah, a lot of people who stayed at both say they like the Osaka one better. Be interested to try because I love the Tokyo hotel. But yeah, to get a 400 a night rate at the Conrad Osaka, which is what I got, is really good. Like that, they normally goes for way more. And I had a 25% off offer through Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts. But then on top of that, I get $300 back with my Platinum card for booking it through the Amex FHR. You get that twice a year. So really made out like a bandit on this one, in my opinion, with the how fancy it is. So yeah, definitely looking forward to trying the Conrad Osaka. The Monday the 22nd, we're going to go into Kobe, which another city Nicole really likes. We've been to before. And then Tuesday the 23rd, we're going to go to Nara. So we're kind of using Osaka as like a home base. And it's kind of wacky to go back and forth to Osaka twice. It's probably pretty weird. But I love riding Shinkansen anyway, so who gives a shit, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it costs money, you know. It's
like
$15,000, but I don't really give it. Who gives a shit? What am I saving the money for? I mean, this country's going to collapse anyway. Wednesday the 24th. After that, we start going back from Osaka. So we stop in Nagoya, and we're going to go transfer there to go deeper into Gifu, which is the prefecture Nagoya is in. And so there's a famous onsen town in Gifu called, God, what the fuck is it called? I can't remember this now. I remember the name of the hotel, but I don't remember what the name of the onsen is. Gero is what it's called, Gero. So that's considered like one of Japan's 3 most famous onsen towns, apparently, like historically. Wow. So that's one I've wanted to try, and I booked this really nice looking onsen hotel there called Suimaikan, I think is what it's called. So yeah, we booked that. We have a little onsen private bath in our room, not the outdoor one, but like an indoor one. It really wasn't, again, not that expensive. It was like 44,000 yen, which for, having an onsen bath in your room really isn't that bad. And yeah, we're spending one night there at the onsen. Thursday the 25th, we go to Shizuoka, which, as listeners to the last episode know, is a city I really like. And we're spending one night in Shizuoka. And probably going to go back to that snaku that I really liked, that I talked about in the last episode. And then, yeah, Friday the 26th, we go back to Tokyo for 2 nights. And then Sunday the 28th, we unfortunately fly back to this piece of shit country run by pedophiles. So there you go. That is my next trip. You can look forward to all the details. I may actually end up having enough time to do an episode when I'm there next time, because I don't think my schedule's going to be quite as packed. I'm definitely not going to 20 fucking wrestling shows.
Because there are not 20 fucking wrestling shows to go to when you are there. That's the difference. That's the difference between the Wrestle Kingdom weekend, Wrestle Kingdom week, and normal week. Like after the Golden Week, there were 2 Korakuen Hall shows in Korakuen. When I was there, it was the JTO show and the Dragon Gate show. I went to both of them, and I was not planning on going to the JTO show. I just went to the box office and bought a ticket and went into the venue because tickets were on sale, and just I paid 500 yen more than I would have paid if I planned on it. I did not know I would be I would want to go to a wrestling show after traveling. So
what's funny is I could have gone to more than 20.
Yeah, you probably could have.
I didn't go to Gambare on the day I landed because I was too tired and I overslept when I took a nap. So I only went to Marigold on the 27th. I have changed something else.
I have changed my habits, and I never go to a show the day the day I land.
So I landed at 5 a.m. on this trip, and I went to a show at so it was 11:30 a.m. That wasn't so bad. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to go to anything when I land on this trip, because I land on the 11th, This is a normal flight again. Nicole didn't want to do the overnight flight, so I can't remember what fucking time I land. I think I land pretty late. Yeah, I land at like 4:40 p.m. So by the time I get through customs and go to Yokohama and check in, it's not going to be enough time to go anywhere.
No.
Friday the 12th, I should be able to go to anything because Yokohama is very close to Tokyo. So if there's a Tokyo show I want to go to, I can go to it. Yeah, if there's a Tokyo show I want to go to, I can go to it. If there's something in Yokohama, obviously I can go to it because a lot of promotions run Yokohama. So we'll see, what that ends up being. There's some stuff booked already for the week I'm in Tokyo. Noah is running the one.
Try to do something in Kawasaki. Try to do the Diana show.
There you go. That's a good tip. I don't think there's anything booked yet, though. But we'll see.
Diana
they run most Fridays. What you're saying?
I think, they have a dojo there, Diana. And 01 has dojo in Kawasaki, I think. Or I'm not sure about that because they changed the ownership. They had dojo there before pandemic and during the pandemic because that's the same dojo that Seedling used, and before that Stardom used. They did not have their own space. They were using the 01 dojo, and that's in Kawasaki.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see. Hold on. I bring this up again. Okay, so what's announced so far? There's nothing announced for the Thursday, which I just said I'm not interested in anyway. The 12th, Freedoms has a show at Shinkiba, which that would also be South Tokyo. I guess that wouldn't be that far from Yokohama.
No, that's on the other side of the bay.
Oh yeah, well,
that's
the
eastern side of the bay, isn't it?
I would rather go to something besides Freedoms anyway. So we'll see. We'll see if something else gets announced. But the following week, there's already a bunch announced. There's Noah at Noah has a Korakuen on Monday and Tuesday when I'm in Tokyo, the 15th and 16th. Seedling has Shinjuku FACE on the 16th. I might go to that instead of the second Noah Korakuen because Seedling's one of the only remaining Joshi promotions I haven't seen live. So, we'll see what else gets announced. It's still early days. All Japan has a Korakuen on Thursday the 18th. Dotonbori is running in Tokyo when I'm there for some reason. It's kind of interesting. They're running Friday the 26th in Tokyo Basement Monstar. So, and I've never been there. So maybe I don't
even know where that is. I know that other people go there for the New Year's show, but I've never been
Basement Monstar OG. I'm looking it up now. It's where the fuck is this? Okay, so it's pretty far out in the northwest.
Oh,
I guess.
Right. So
it's not that far from Itabashi.
Yeah, so it would be.
It's in Kita.
That means around an hour from Yokohama.
Yeah. Well, no. This one back in Tokyo anyway. This 26.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is possible at least, but I think I would bet something else gets announced on Friday the 26th.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, Sunday I'm leaving on the 28th. DDT is running probably 11:30 a.m. So I'll probably be able to go to that. So that'll be cool. Ice Ribbon's also running Itabashi, but that would be so fucking far to go to on the day I'm flying home.
Yeah.
So I doubt I'll go to that, but we'll see. But yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of shows. I'm sure I'm going to talk about it a bunch between now and then, which the hate listeners are going to love. But
hell yeah,
there's never not another Japan trip coming up on this podcast.
Exactly.
So yeah, this is the only thing keeping me sane.
Before we go to the shows, let's. I'm bringing a little topic, if you do not mind. So. There's still voting for Wrestling Observer Newsletter Awards still going on?
I think is it still open? I can't remember.
I think it is.
I have to see. I'm not a subscriber. I was thinking about subscribing just to cast a ballot, but then I realized I don't really give a shit.
I just would like to any listener, if the voting is still open, to any listener, to consider voting Sakamitani in the second place for Flare Fest. Because I think the same way as I trust the Lucha Libre observers and people who know about
No. You know what? No, fuck that. Vote Saya first. Look. If I had a ballot, I
want to be as objective as possible.
No objectivity. I understand. Look. The Lucha people
The Lucha
on
people.
the Lucha people on the Discord have gotten so fucking annoying with this shit that it makes me want to fucking not even do a ballot. Like if I did a ballot, I might not even put Mystical in the top 3 just to spite them because they are so goddamn annoying in that fucking channel. Like there were people go into the Wrestling Observer Awards channel, and even they will go out of their way to be like, I know Mystico's a great candidate. I know CML is a great candidate for Promotion of the Year. I know they're a great candidate for Booker. Let me make the case for why Stardom deserves X award. And people fucking jump down their fucking throats like they just said that CMLL sucks, when that's not at all what they said. So it's like you basically are not allowed to fucking, ever even push for anything else in that channel without the fucking Lucha people jumping down your throat. It's so goddamn annoying. And it makes me want to not even put a ballot in and not vote for them for anything because they're so fucking annoying. I want to talk about the elephant in the room too. Nobody else in fucking wrestling, and they hate when you bring this point up, but it's fucking true. Nobody else in wrestling has the fucking built-in 4 of tourists who are going to their fucking arena every week just because it's a tourist attraction who are being sent there by the hotel. Okay? No one else has that. You can like it and you can not like it, but that is a fucking fact, and you cannot fucking tell me that's not true. Like, it doesn't take away from what Mystical has done this year completely, and it doesn't take away from CML's done completely, because obviously they're drawing great all over the country. But when they point to the Arena Mexico sellouts, it drives me crazy that nobody ever brings up the fact that they have this built-in advantage. That's first of all. Second of all, what Saya did this year, and I'm so sick of hearing people downplay Stardom. Stardom is the hottest promotion in Japan. They did their best numbers in history on a women's only promotion in a Japanese economy that fucking sucks shit. Okay, the Japanese economy is horrible right now. That's why they just voted in, what's her name, the racist lady. Yeah, and and she's trying all that. She's going to try all this fucking stimulus and shit because they don't even know what else to do, and even though it's probably not going to work. But yeah, the Japanese economy is horrible. They've had their first batch of inflation in forever. So if anything, it makes it even more impressive what Stardom has done. The crowds they've drawn this year, doing some of the biggest crowds in Japan. Besides they did the biggest non-dome crowd in Japan this year, and I believe the 3rd or 4th biggest after that, right? With Dream Queendom, they definitely beat King of Pro Wrestling. So
they had the biggest non-dome crowd, and then it was the 4th.
Yeah.
4th non-dome crowd.
And this is...
They were beaten by the finals and
the G1 final, yeah.
One
Genesis.
Other show, yeah.
Yeah, Sakura Genesis. Because Sakura Genesis barely beat Dream Queendom. It was by 200 or 300 people. So... it's the fact that they're that close to New Japan, given all of New Japan's advantages, given the fact that New Japan's a men's promotion, I think people really fucking the downplaying of that is so bizarre to me. This is a promotion that used to not even be able to put 1,000 people in Korakuen, and now doing less than 1,200 is kind of a disappointment. So I don't know.
So I would like to point to historical data. So let's go to the year 2014, which many consider the year when New Japan started announcing the real numbers. In 2014, New Japan reported 317,000 tickets sold. This year, New Japan did... Give me a second. I've lost my table. I lost my beautiful table. This year, New Japan did 250,000. So they lost, through the 10 years, through the pandemic, they've lost around 60,000 people, decade to decade, basically, let's say. The best year they did was 2019, and they did 416,000. So they did 100,000, they grew over 5 years, since 2015 to 2019, just before pandemic, for 100,000 tickets sold from the base of 300,000, which is great. Let's look at other promotions. In 2014, Dragon Gate announced 160,000, DDT announced 96,000, and Noah announced 93,000. All Japan announced just under 50,000. So I assume because of the WrestleOne split, that was 2014, because WrestleOne jumped them with almost 60,000. So this year, Stardom announced 107,000, which is more than everyone but Dragon Gate in 2014, and New Japan, of course. So they've jumped to the pre-pandemic, pre-New Japan boom in 2016, 2017, just above all other promotions that are not Dragon Gate or New Japan. This is this is basically 1 year growth, because in 2023, which was the zenith of their popularity, because in 2023 they collapsed. 2023 they got almost 100,000, and that's all on back for the first 9 months, because from September to December they were in free fall and they were losing ticket sales left and right because of the bad scheduling, bad booking, disagreements in the office, part of the roster planning on leaving the promotion with Rosa Ogawa the next year, and like complete chaos backstage and in the ring even as well, because the matches in the later part of the year were subpar. In 24, they did a full-on rebuild, focused on Tam Nakano, Michael Saya Kamitani, and 2025 was full-on. Saya Kamitani is the star, and we are losing Mayu Iwatani, we are losing Maika for some time, we are losing Shuri for some time, we are losing Mina Shurakawa, Amit Carter, we are losing Utami Hayashishita, we've lost Utami Hayashishita, and so we have to focus on everyone else. They did that, and instead of another stabilizing, rebuilding year, they grew. And they grew by almost a half compared to the previous year, which is, I'll say, really unprecedented in recent times. And this is all on the back of Saya Kamitani and Tam Nakano's story. But let's focus on Saya Kamitani, which is who I'm like arguing for Flair Fest. Her popularity makes everyone else more popular. You and I, John, we were both in those venues, and I can honestly tell everyone who's listening, there are fucking teenage girls all decked in all black outfits with Saya Kamitani merch on. They are shouting for Saya, even though Saya is dominating in the matches. They are coming for Saya, but the hope is that they will stay for someone else, or they will join the dojo, because that's the recruiting pool that a lot of other promotions have lost. Stardom has regained the recruitment pool, as can be seen by some of the wrestlers they have debuted recently. Kyoko Furusawa. What's her name? Furusawa? Kikyo Furusawa is a classic example. She was going to those shows. She was one of those fun girls, and she's now a wrestler who is, by the way, getting really fucking good. She was not one of my faves, but she is now really good.
She's been one of my faves since she first debuted.
Yeah, not my. I choose the other one. I choose Emma, and I'm suffering for that. I choose Emma. I choose Matoi. It's so bad.
I also picked Matoi of those two. Yeah. I really like Ane too. But did you see? They put it in the people didn't see the voice posted Discord. I think it was Kaze translated, or I don't know if I don't think
I have not clicked those yet because I was.
But yeah, Kaze had translated a column by Aya Sakura, which she went through all of the young wrestlers in Stardom right now from her generation to present. And it really is stark when you see them all like that. It's like, wow, they have like, this is again when people go crazy about the supposed overrepresentation of Joshi and the 30 under 30 or even just Stardom people. I'm like, they have a ridiculous amount of young talent right now. Like, it is actually insane how much young talent there is in Stardom and really in Joshi in general at the moment. So I don't want to hear from people complaining about. If anything, they're underrepresented in the actual final.
They are right now underrepresented for my.
I mean, look what happened in the fucking FSM 50. Which, by the way, I wasn't going to complain about that, but like, oh my god, the amount of fucking horrible subs for the Joshi and FSM 50. Ugh. Made me fucking sick.
Look, Scott had to fight hard to get Saori as high as she got and to get Mayu as anywhere on the list.
So. Why did Mayu need to be... anyway, that's I'm sure Scott did his thing.
Scott.
But, like, I don't think Mayu deserved to be in the top 20. I don't think she did, like, top 20 stuff last year. But that's just me putting my take out there. And there were so many Joshis. I mean, Miyu Watanabe not being on that list. He's Tokyo Joshi, but that was a fucking joke. Shuri not being on the list was a fucking joke. Saya should, not Saya. Starlight Kid should have been way higher after the white belt reign she had. And there's plenty of other ones too that were just like, how the fuck? I mean, I would have argued for Tam Nakano and Meiko Satomura to be on the list, even though they didn't work full years. I mean, Will Ospreay got on the list despite not working a full year, and Tam and Meiko still had amazing partial years. But yeah, Shuri and Mio especially, I'm just like, what the fuck? How did those two not make the fucking top? They weren't in the 50 best wrestlers in 2025. The fucking years they had. That is crazy to me. But anyway. And there even should have probably been room for a second Marigold wrestler too, but
I don't know if there would have been the space for it. Anyway,
yeah.
To get to
I don't think 10% of the best wrestlers in the world in 2025 were in Dragon Gate, but maybe that's just me. Let alone, like, it seemed like any single person who even wrestled 5 minutes in AEW made that list. But I know I'm gonna sound like sour grapes here because they don't include me in the voting.
AEW has 150 people on the roster. They cannot all fit in the FSM 50. It's fine.
Apparently they can if you look at it that way. It's like, oh my god.
The last
AEW. It's like the whole thing where it's like, oh, we have X promotion covered. That sure doesn't count for AEW apparently, because plenty of people they all watch that. They all get to vote. Anyway,
the last bit that I want to bring up is that New Japan and Stardom, the financial success of the promotion. The last data we have, which I can compare to, is from few years back, and it was the split between New Japan and Stardom was 40 to 10. $40 million revenue by New Japan and $10 million revenue by Stardom. We do have the growth year to year for Stardom before that. So they have been able to monetize and to get more money out of like every ticket sale possible compared to the pre-Bushiroad era, which makes sense because they can sell more merch. They can basically, the promotion can make more money from every ticket they sell more easily than they could have before because they are not the indie promotion and they can offer more. They can basically get more money out of every single person that attends the show. That's how those things work. So we are now at the point where when they were selling 70,000 tickets, they were able to make $10 million from that. They are now selling half as much. So my assumption, probably kind of mistaken, because I am not an economist, I'm just the guy who is reading stuff online, is that the Stardom is like making $15 million in revenue, which would of course be the second most in Japan, which would also mean that they are not even a tenth of the AEW TV deal. But that's nor here nor there, whatever. I'm not... My sour grapes are the US TV wrestling money. That's my issue and will be all the time, every time. But I'm saying that the Stardom has been able to grow and grow and grow outside of the year 24, which, as I said, is dependent on the year 23 being the collapse year, and that actually being the proof of Saya Kamitani's Flair Fest case is that without her, they would have not been drawing as well in 25 as they did. We have the proof of that without a star and with bad booking, the promotion is able to lose upwards of 20,000 ticket sales a year if they are in the rebuilding stage. So this even more, like the lack of success, or rather loss of ticket sales in 24, like reinforces the Saya Kamitani's case in 25. Which is why this is the first year I really, really, really want to campaign for someone from Stardom for Flair Fest. Because this time, there is an actual, real, fact-based case from the business perspective, not just from the match quality perspective, or like this is the champion of this promotion. The promotion is growing and drawing well. Please vote for her because she's the champion of the promotion and she should be the one who is drawing, which was the case for Shuri and Utami in 2022, which I would have done a cases for them from the match quality perspective, not from the business perspective. Match quality perspective, Saya Kamitani still has the case that supports her business perspective. If I was a subscriber, I would have put her in the second place. And I am now asking all the Lucha people to trust me as much as I trust them with Mystico. Trust me that Saya Kamitani is Japanese MVP. She's the best case in Japan. Same as Mystico is the best case in the world.
If I sign for this thing and do the bout, I'm putting Saya first, Mystico second. Lucha people can cry all they fucking want.
Okay, so that's my little spiel that I wanted to bring up. That I hope if anyone wants to sign up for the thing and vote for that, vote for Saya. Please, thank you.
We killed almost an hour already somehow.
Yeah, I know.
So we got New Japan, Stardom, and Marigold to do. I think we did enough off-topic stuff. So let's get into New Japan. They had two Korakuens, Monday the 19th, which was Road to the New Beginning, and Tuesday the 20th, both Road to New Beginning shows. The numbers were not that great. The Monday show was at 1,009. The Tuesday show was quite a bit better, 1,231. So more people were interested in the house versus Deathspeed than they were interested in the amazing main event we got on Monday. Oh, that actually reminds me of another. This is even Joshi, but this is another FSM 51 that I don't understand. How the fuck did Tomohiro Ishii make that fucking list and Taichi did not? I don't even think he was that low either. I think he was like in somewhere in the 30s or 20s or something. Like Ishii, he had the amazing match with Takeshita on January 5th at the Tokyo Dome. Fine. After that, the rest of his year basically is the team with Taichi, which is an amazing team. And I would have voted for both of them if I had a ballot. But, like, that's a team. So how the fuck do you vote for Ishii and not for Taichi? On top of the team, Taichi had a fucking outstanding G1 run where he goes in there. He's one of the fucking MVPs. He has that amazing match with Yu Uemura right off the start. He would be my pick for in-ring MVP of the G1. And I think at worst, people should have him like third or fourth probably. So you have a tag team run with the two of them together. Ishii misses the G1. Taichi is in the G1 and has an amazing run in the G1. Plus, he had that awesome match with the New Japan Cup. He had a great match with Gabe Kidd, if you can overlook the finish. And he had an awesome match with Zack Sabre Jr. So how the fuck you don't put Taichi in when you put Ishii in makes no sense to me. Like, yeah, the only thing I can think of, I guess, is that Ishii wrestled in AEW and Taichi didn't. Because I don't know what the fuck. And I asked people who really watch a lot of AEW TV if, Ishii's run in the AEW was so amazing. And I was told repeatedly it was not. Like, he just basically, like, it was Ash, I think, who I talked to, who I know watches AEW a lot. I asked him like, did Ishii, Ash on the Super J-Cast Discord? I think he's on the Voice Wrestling Discord too.
Yep.
But I asked him, and he's like, no, Ishii like fucking phones it in AEW, and he's not a guy who hates AEW or doesn't watch it. He'll tell you when it's good. But yeah, he told me he fucking phoned. So basically, you have a guy who did some AEW dates, phoned it the fuck in. I watched that Okada match. It sure wasn't anything. And even before Ishii got hurt in it, who, phones it the fuck in on his AEW dates and has the amazing team with Taichi, and that gets you into the 50 best wrestlers of the year. But Taichi being in the same amazing tag team with Ishii, which would be probably my tag team of the year overall for Japan last year, if not definitely for New Japan. So Taichi has the team, and on top of that has a great G1 run, and he can't make it in. I like, someone explain this one to me. Every year I feel like there's one New Japan one where I'm just like, I don't understand what you guys were doing. Last year it was the David Finlay one, who did make it this year, which was funny because I thought his year was nowhere near as good as the year before. But this year it's Taichi. I don't understand it. Like, how do you not put Taichi in, especially if you're going to put Ishii in? Like, Taichi had a better year than Shingo, who made it in. Taichi had a better year. Like, I don't even know what the fuck Shingo really did besides he had the Goto title match at Dominion, which I didn't really even think was that great. Very disappointing match. He did marry Poi. I mean, you probably should make it just on that. That's a good point. But yeah, Shingo didn't have any kind of amazing year. So Shingo was in, Ishii was in. Like, I don't know. I don't get why Taichi would not be in over both those people. But anyway, that's another FSM 50 rant, which I wasn't planning to do again, but I cannot help myself. This is why I'm so well liked in Voices of Wrestling. I'm on Voices of Wrestling circles, and why I don't get a fucking vote probably. But I don't get it. Like, if I was there, I would have told them over and over again, like, this is a huge oversight. We cannot put Ishii in this fucking list and not put in Taichi. It's gonna look so stupid. And I don't know. Somehow that happened. So yeah, I guess Taichi should try wrestling mediocre American TV wrestling matches, and then maybe that would help him. But yes, Road to the New Beginning in Tokyo, Korakuen Hall. These shows always kind of struggle to draw. We'll see if they do any sub 1,000 ones this time. The problem, like I've seen people be like, "Oh, look how bad New Japan's doing now." You can't really base a lot of it off of these January Korakuen. They're on weekdays. No. They're on weekdays, which is hard to draw.
Yep.
And the Tokyo fans, are very
they are super served.
They're super served. Yeah,
that's a beautiful word for that. They are super served. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to go to a pro wrestling show, you choose the best pro wrestling show that's available. Unless you are dyed in a wool fan who is going to the specific promotion and nothing else. And if you are dead, you just went to a Tokyo Dome and possibly do the shows before that.
Yeah, and Dash. So yeah, it's hard. They're not gonna be able to draw huge crowds every time. I mean, it's just not possible. If you look at what they're doing outside of Tokyo, New Beginning in Osaka is already basically sold out. So because New Beginning in Osaka, the original tickets that they put on sale completely sold out. They put some tickets back on sale now, just like second floor. Like if you look on Lawson, it says reserve seat on second floor with annotations. This is how they translate it, which I think is saying it's like a partial view because I think it's behind the stage, so you can't see the entrance. So yeah, that's all that's available for New Beginning in Osaka. So the show on February 11th already pretty much sold out. So another very good number there. And that's the kind of thing you would look at, like, more than these Korakuens, I think, especially with New Japan being a promotion that doesn't run their biggest matches in Korakuen. So, the promotion feels reasonably hot again after the Dome. People seem to be into things. I mean, even the crowds for these two shows, even the crowd that showed up were very hot for things. Obviously,
crowds were doing chants for the wrestlers, which is fine. Even though, for example, the Shota Yuya versus Black Saints match had someone chanting for Shota and then for Yuya, and then being like overpowered by someone chanting for Ishii.
Right. Yeah.
Which is like the sign of like that the crowd really wants to be there because they did not want to hear the chants for the other guy that they do not like as much as their guy, which is
What
like
I will,
the thing
yeah,
that
what I
you want
want,
to see for the whole promotion.
yeah. I mean, what it feels reasonably hot right now. There are a lot of rumors out there, which I feel like it's okay to talk about now because they've been reported all over the place about possible departures. So, it looks like Evil's gone for sure, which, what a bizarre way for him to leave, by the way. His last moment is going to be like interfering to help Doki retain the junior title. Very strange. Like, no goodbye, no real send off at all. But Evil's supposedly done. There's plenty of rumors flying out there that Gabe Kidd might be leaving for AEW.
He's still there
or WWE possibly until April,
right?
Yeah, until April, May. It sounds like at least.
So that's fine.
There's rumors flying around that David Finlay could be leaving, although now I've heard some people say maybe not. And there's a lot of rumors
flying about David Finlay for the last 7 years.
Yeah. But there's also
until he leaves, he's not leaving. I'm fine. I'm not like David Finlay is one guy that I'm not putting any value in from anyone until he actually appears on WWE television. Until then, he is a New Japan wrestler. I ignore everything because that's been every year.
Yawning, sorry. The last one is Hiromu, which some people think he'll might technically stay in New Japan but work more in Noah. So they kind of also said with the Unbound Company thing that these people, because that's the new merged stable of Bullet Club War Dogs and the former unaffiliated. One of the things they said when they formed it is they're going to be unbound, not bound by company is the whole idea. So Hiromu might appear more. That might be giving away that Hiromu is going to appear more in Noah. Shingo is apparently looking to do more outside dates. I've heard, even though I don't think he's actually leaving. And Hiromu. Gabe Kidd may end up doing some kind of New Japan AEW dual thing, so we'll see. What really happens with all that, but yeah, that's the one thing that could, in theory, hurt how hot they feel right now is, if you see an exodus of people, that can kind of create kind of a dark cloud around the promotion. I mean, we see that with Dragon Gate, where they lost so many people that it feels like it's really, brought the ceiling of the promotion down. And they've struggled to get fans as interested. So, or get fans to trust them, basically, is a way I've heard people put it. But yeah, we'll see. So we'll see how that goes with all the departures. I mean, it's a very interesting time in New Japan right now. These two shows are definitely interesting shows. So let's get into them. The opener was the first Young Lions Cup first round match. So they brought the Young Lions Cup back for the first time since 2019. Hopefully the winner goes on to more than Carl Fredericks did. Poor DJ Carl who won that thing.
DJ Carl. I don't even miss you, man.
This was a single elimination tournament. Jeez. Masatori Yasuda defeating Tatsuya Matsumoto with a Boston Crab in 8:33. So he moved on to day 2. There were a couple wrestlers who got buys. So he moved on to a match against Shoma Katal on day 2. But yeah, this was, totally fine. Nothing really stood out for me here, though. I went 3 stars on it. Just kind of typical Young Lion match. Matsumoto's still obviously very new to his career. When the fuck was his debut? He began in April 2020. That can't be his actual debut, was it? Has he already been around 2 fucking years? I don't know, because he doesn't even have a cage match profile yet. So yeah, I don't know when his actual debut was, but I guess April 2024 is when he started in the dojo. So yeah, I think he debuted last fall, right, or something.
I think so.
I would think. Yeah. So he's still just getting started. I mean, he is he's in his 20s. He's turned 25 last October, so he's got plenty of time. He's a Yokohama boy. Did not realize that. But yeah, so he's, he hasn't really gotten a chance to make an impression yet, I feel like, besides the fact that he's kind of jacked, honestly. That's the big impression I get from him. He's in great shape, even for the Young Lions. He's got those abs, very well defined abs. So.
Yeah, he will lose those because of Chanko.
That's true. But yeah, any thoughts on this opener?
No, it's one of those things that I really liked the Young Lion Cup. It was fun while it lasted. I'm with Jolenza on this. I think there should be a promotion doing this. I don't think it should be a full-time promotion. I would love to see the young lion style matches or this simple style matches, like 4 times a year, like 1 day or 2 day tournaments in Korakuen, from like for wrestlers to regress into the young lion status. If you get what I mean, I would love
Yeah.
that. I would actually subscribe to some service to watch that, because if we did not get these, but I would like to see veteran wrestlers work in a story throughout a tournament of this kind of style, like without big bombs, without big near falls and stuff like that. Just like very simple story with like some limp selling or something like that. Uh, as I say, not often, like 3 times a year would be fun. I hope that the Young Lion Cup comes back sooner than once per 6 years or something like that. I think they have this time when the classes are overlapping perfectly, which is it's just before the previous class is about to leave, and the new one is already good enough to have competent matches and are able to be led through by the previous class, is a perfect timing for that. So uh, that's my thing about all of these matches, but nothing specific about this one, because it's like they are like very simple.
Mm-hmm. Match number 2, the Young Lion Cup first round, was Daiki Nagai defeating Zane J in 720 by disqualification. So before the big angle, this was, I thought, a lot more intense than the first match. Both guys looked really nasty in this one. They were, I was really liking Zane J's like simple but very fiery offense. But then, of course, we got the big angle. Callum Newman showed up as Daiki had Zane in the Boston Crab. He slid Zane a chair, which he then broke over Daiki's head and got himself DQ'd. So, yeah, basically he quit being a young lion here to join United Empire. It was a cool little angle. It did hit, maybe you could say it hurt the end of the match, but I don't know. I kind of thought, like, Daiki had him beat anyway, probably. So it didn't really bother me from that standpoint. I didn't think it really hurt the match for me. But yeah, it was a cool angle to continue the Unbound Company versus United Empire feud, which super hot feud on these two shows. We're going to get into when we get to those tag matches, which, I cannot wait to give some takes about that, because I think some of the Jake Lee haters are going to have to eat some crow on this one so far. But yeah, 3.5-star match here. Good match. Definitely enjoyed it. And, Zane J looks like he'd already acting like a great shithead with this turn and over these two shows. So I think I think there could be big things in that man's future. I think he's projecting his charisma well, especially for a younger wrestler just starting at this out as a heel. I think him and Callum, he's been good in ring. He looks like he's got all the basics down, as you'd expect from someone who's trained in the LA dojo and now the Noge dojo. And I think he and Callum have a lot of potential as like a shithead young foreign heel team. I'm into that. So we'll see how that goes. But I hope they should really give this guy a push. Like, this should not be a fucking Jacob Austin Young situation where he feels stuck in a certain position forever. I mean, he's actually like a heavyweight too, which I'm sure will help him. I know he's like 183 centimeters. Yeah. So I think he's got big things coming. We'll see. But I think they might have found something here.
I really loved that the young lion gets an angle.
Yeah.
While I don't think that the young lions should have rights, I think that this was a great use of this specific match, because it ties to the main story, and also it kinda I don't know. John, please explain to me why people assumed that Jake Lee is the leader of the United Empire. Please.
I guess he came out last. I don't know.
That's because I'm I was watching the Wrestle Kingdom finished Wrestle Kingdom, listened to some podcasts, read some takes, and so on. And I was like really confused by the take that Jake Lee is the leader, and that he's going to beat Tsuji because he's challenging Tsuji on his first defense in February. Like, don't we have like this tradition that the first defense is always filler defense, that nobody loses the title on the first defense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people who should know better assume that Jake Lee is leading some kind of like a faction that's been started by Will Ospreay and Okan. Like, Okan is there, Callum Newman, who's Will Ospreay's protege, is there, and Jake Lee suddenly is the leader. I was so baffled by that. Like, was that something the Japanese commentary has said or something like that? Anyway, Callum Newman being a shithead and lending a chair to the young boy was very fun, because remember, Callum Newman was the first young lion who was given faction affiliation ever, or rather, since I was watching. So this continues the trend, but this time
that is a Cody Hall racer, sure, sir. He was the Bullet Club young lion.
Oh, that's true, right? I'm sorry, he was on the border when I was watching.
Who can forget the legendary Cody Hall?
Yeah.
Is he still around?
I don't think so. I think he stopped wrestling even in the England in the promotions for the cancelled people.
Let me see. I'm curious. What did he even do? I don't even know.
He got his tweets about the yellow fever were brought up to the Japanese companies, and I think nobody actually wanted him in there anyway.
So Cody Hall's last wrestling match, according to this, was September 17th, 2022 in England.
Yeah, as I said,
and that was promotions. And like he wrestled in DDT in February 2020, which I totally forgot he's in DDT. Wow.
Yeah, that's when Chris Brooks said, "I don't want you here."
Yeah, and then he was nowhere for 2 years before he popped up in 2022, and he just hasn't been anywhere since then either. So,
yeah, anywhere that's on Cage Match.
Yeah,
maybe he's wrestling somewhere that's not on Cage Match. Not everything is on Cage Match.
Yeah,
which also means that the promotions are beneath, like, people discovering them and compiling data about them for Cage Match. So, okay, let's say that Cody Hall was he actually Young Lion when he was in?
I don't know if he was an official young boy. I think they just called him the Bullet Club young boy.
So I don't think he was in the dojo.
Yeah, I don't think he was in the dojo. I think you're right.
So that gives me back my point that Callum Newman did the same thing that Will Ospreay did when he recruited him for the faction, and was the first one to break the tradition of young lions not being in factions. Now it's kind of normal.
Yeah, Fujita, TMDK, and now you had Daiki Nagai and unaffiliated, now Unbound Company.
Yeah.
There's somebody else. Was there anybody else?
No,
I guess Shota. So. Shota was like Team Mox, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Because he had to have someone to take false for him.
Yeah. Okay, but anything else about this one?
No. The match was better than the previous one, but as you said, it's. And as I said, it's just like the Young Lion match, which is fun to watch and a great opening to show, but nothing to like take notes about or something like that, unless it's like specifically great.
Yeah. Match 3, Aaron Wolf, El Desperado, Toriano, Yo, and Master Wato defeated the House, Evil, Narita, Doki, Yujiro, and Dick Togo. Wato tapped out Togo in 8-13 with the Vendaval. I have like no notes in this match at all. It was a match that happened. I went 2.5 stars. I guess I didn't pay very close attention those 8 minutes, but it's sure a match that existed. Everybody.
Nothing to say either.
Match 4. This was the Unbound Company versus the United Empire. This was the less notable of the two. So the much more notable one was on the next night. But this was Jake Lee, Callum Newman, Great-O-Khan, Francisco Akira, and Jacob Austin Young, defeating Yota Tsuji, Shingo Takagi, Hiromu, Taiji Ishimori, and Gato. It was Francesco pinning Gato in 9:43 with the modified Emerald Flosion. So yeah, this was the big note here, I guess, was Jake Lee. He gave Shingo a very, very hard-looking knee to the chest, which Shingo came up selling. He sold it really well to the point where I thought he was actually injured, but it became clear it was an angle to make Jake Lee look like a killer, which very well executed angle. Definitely kind of funny, if you know anything about Shingo Takagi, that he was the one chosen to sell for Jake Lee. And I believe they pulled him from a bunch of shows to sell it, so he is going to miss some shows. But yeah, I'm almost positive it's not an actual injury. But yeah, 3 stars. This was fine. The big thing was in the post-match, which Jake had been refusing to talk all this time, and Tsuji basically asked him to talk. And, again, just grabbed the mic and told him basically, why won't you say anything? And Jake acted like he was going to talk and then instead grabbed him in a choke and, held his mouth right up to the fucking mic while he was choking him. That was such a badass angle. And the start of the Jake Lee is Awesome tour, these 2 nights for sure. So...
Yeah, I have not watched this one because I was short on time to catch up on everything.
Okay.
Which goes same for the next 2 matches because those are House of Torture matches and I just do not want to watch them.
Well, you really missed nothing with these 2. So this
yeah,
was
I assumed so.
The 2 hype matches for the junior tag title match the next day. Sho beat Kosei Fujita in 6:22 by DQ. Fujita used Sho's Iron Sheet on him. Whoop-de-doo. Just another painfully average 2.5 star match. The next one was even shorter. It was Kanemaru beating Robbie Eagles with the whiskey spray into a head scissors for the pin in 3:18. 2 1/4 for that. Really nothing to either of these matches. Definitely very skippable. But then we get into the 2 matches of the show that really made the show great. First of all, the never open weight 6-man tag team title match. This was a title change where we get new champions as Bishamon, Goto Yoshihashi, and Bolton Oleg defeat the new champions who had just won the belts back at the Dome. So they lost in their V1 here. Zack Sabre Jr., Ryohei Oiwa, and Hartley Jackson. It was Goto pinning Oiwa in 1807 with the GTR. This match was fucking great. Pretty much just the grades you'd expect. Got the Yoshihashi getting worked over for a bit, which, again, the role you'd expect him to have. Bolton got a very nice hot tag. Did the Bolton shake to Hartley, which was very impressive looking, and also
that ruled. That was so good. I did not I know that he's super strong, but it's still it's incredible to see lift someone's Hartley size.
It did leave both men very winded afterwards, which was fun. But yeah, Goto, it's a big house of fire from Bolton. And at the end of the match, Goto ends up hitting the GTR on Oiwa for the pin. 4 stars for this. Great fucking match. And the feud is continuing, as we'll talk about when we get to the upcoming cards. They're going to have a rematch on the October 7th, the New Beginning Osaka show, which is a very loaded lineup. I can save the preview for another episode, but we'll just go over the lineup real quick. It was a very, very loaded lineup again for Osaka. But more importantly, they're going to have 3 singles matches on the February 2nd Road to New Beginning Korakuen, which Goto Oiwa, which obviously Goto beat Oiwa here. Will be the main event of that show. So that could be really, really good.
Oh,
so definitely.
Do you think Oiwa's winning that? Because
I think so.
he got really close here. Close here.
I think
that finishing stretch was so good. Not as good as the finishing stretch of the match after that, of the main event, because that was something special. But still, it the Oiwa and Goto part was so well done. I love them as the combo against each other. It's really good. It's so much fun to watch.
The main event, the IWGP Tag Team Title #1 contender match, Shota Umino and Yu Uemura defeating Taichi and Tomohiro Ishii and 30-38 Umino pinning Ishii with the second chapter. Man, this fucking match. This match. So I heard some rumblings before I watched it that like they went too long or something. Look, I think people have gone insane with the long match fatigue. It is possible to have a great fucking 30-minute match still, and this was a great fucking 30-minute match. I didn't want them to cut a single fucking minute from this match. I never get tired of watching Taichi and Yuya go at it. You know, the old Just Five Guys members. They had such a great match in the G1. Such a great match in the G1 last year, and they were just fucking awesome going at it here again. There was a great issue. Then the other big exchange, obviously, was Ishii and Shota, which was, you know, almost as great as the Taichi Yuya exchange. Shota, he reversed this front suplex at one point from Ishii into this super high angle DDT that dropped him right on his head, only for Ishii to pop the fuck up and take his head off with a lariat. One of those hell fucking yeah moments. Just a great spot. Shota came back with this super hard lariat of his own on Ishii. And at that point, I just kind of lost interest in doing the move-by-move recap because I was just enjoying the match so fucking much. But yeah, just an outstanding fucking match. 4.5 stars. I don't blame Dave for going like 5.25. I saw some people being like upset about that, but this match was like when I was over, I was like, this match fucking ruled so hard. I would put the Zack and Oiwa against Knockout Brothers match barely just above it. I went for the same 4.5 on both of them, but like that may have just been because I was in the building for that one. Because if I was in the building for this one, I might have gotten even higher than 4.5. Because this was incredible fucking match, just all fucking action, incredible closing stretch for a 30-minute match. It never dragged for me, and yeah, you know this. Like, what else can you say? Just, I mean, Shota did, you know, a very fiery speech at the end of the show. And he came off like a star for the first time in a very long time. So, as always with him, the question will be, can he follow up on it? But the speech he gave, you know, basically saying, yes, I failed before, but I still want you to believe in me. And I'm even if you boo me, I'm still going to be here and I'm still going to try to win you back over. I thought it was a very impassioned speech. And I thought he looked like a star for the first time in eons. So, we'll see where it goes from here. But he's overshadowing Yuya in this team at this point, which is crazy because I never would have thought I'd say that after, you know, the G1s both of those men had. But what do you think of the match? What do you think of the promo?
So, Taichi and Ishii last year would have been like candidates for match of the tag team of the year for me.
I think they are tag team of the year for me. I think it's pretty much them. I'm trying to think who else they even put up there. It's like them and then like Wingori, who fell off. Didn't really have much to do in the second half of the year.
Yeah. It's like I was there live for the Takataichi Mania for the match against Jun Akiyama and Zack Sabre Jr.
I forgot you were there for that. I'm so jealous. That match was so awesome.
In half-filled Korakuen Hall, I had a row for myself.
Half-filled seems generous, if anything.
No, it was half-filled. It was half-filled.
Okay.
The lower part was basically sold out.
Got it.
They did not put the upper half up for sale in the pre-sale. They knew that they would be unable to sell anything, so they focused on selling the tickets closer to the ring instead of putting up the cheaper tickets up for sale. I got the cheaper ticket in the box office at the venue, and I entered. And basically there were like 7 or 8 other people up in the cheaper half of the oranges. So that's that. But I love these two. I love these guys so much. They are this great contrast in like the clothing style and how they like the personalities and stuff. They are really contrasting to each other. The one is really showy and the other is not showy at all, but they complement each other so well because if you put two people who are very different from each other, they will complement and they work well with each other. They will complement each other instead of like trying to do the same thing but slightly differently. And Ishii does not kick, basically. He does some little storms and stuff like that, but his main offense is his arms, while Taichi's main offense is his kicks. So they complement each other really well, and you can do like different limb targeting matches and stuff like that. And they know drama of pro wrestling like nobody else. There's one thing that I want to mention, no, two things that I want to mention the most. You are headbutting, trying to headbutt out of a hold he was in, then like getting out of there, and then firing up and doing a counter offense, and Taichi being in the ring, being held by Yuya Uemura for last 30 seconds of the match, attempting to crawl to help Ishii to save this match. The camera angle on that means that we get to see it, which sometimes you don't get to see it if the camera angle is bad. But we got to see this like complete like desperation of Taichi trying to crawl to Ishii and disrupt the pin. And even before that, because he knew the end was coming and he needed to be in the ring to help his tag partner. And because Yuya was holding him, and he was not holding him outside of the ring. He was holding him like Yuya was also in the ring and was keeping Taichi from like actually interfering in the finishing stretch, the real finishing stretch. And Shota pinned Ishii basically like not even half a meter away from Taichi, but because Yuya was able to keep Taichi down, Taichi was unable to disrupt the pin. But the whole time we saw like Taichi being almost there, almost being able to disrupt it, and the drama of it. Okay, he will let him go and he will disrupt it, and the match will continue. Was done really well, and I adored that. I like that. That made the match even better for me than it was before. So like this, they are so good. Like it's not just the moves, it's the dramatics of the pro wrestling that they do better than almost any other tag team that's currently on the scene. I cannot say like ever or something like that. That's not true. But like from the wrestling that I watch, they are better at this stuff than anyone else. I adore this match.
There you go. I mean, Korakuen show with two matches that great. It's hard to call.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would not be surprised if the next set of Korakuens sells better, because like the people will see that New Japan is delivering in the match quality right now.
That's a good question. Let's see how they're doing. Look on Lawson, because they're coming up pretty shortly here. Korakuen 2-1-2-2. The 2-1 show. No, they both. I mean, it's always hard to tell because there's only two categories, but yeah, they both have A and B are both just on normal availability. So, all right. The second Korakuen, the second of these two, was the following day, Tuesday, January 20th, at Korakuen Hall. Like I said before, it's a bigger crowd of 1231 for this one. It opened with the first of the two Young Lions Cup semifinals. So both cases, the wrestler who is the more veteran of the two and who got the bye to the semifinals is the one who won. So this was Shoma Kato. I don't know why I said that really weirdly. Shoma Kato defeating Masatori Yasuda in 6:55 with the Fujiwara armbar. Pretty good little opener. I thought this was, quite very intense looking Fujiwara armbar from Kato to win the match, and 3 1/4. I enjoyed this.
That's the one which ended with the jumping Boston Crab?
Next match.
Oh, okay. This was okay. So
I like Kato more than Murashima. I feel like that's a hot take to people.
I don't like Murashima that much.
Okay, a lot of people seem to be really into the beefy boy, but
look.
I like Kato better.
I think Daiki should win everything.
Yeah, Daiki's definitely the best of this group.
Yeah, of course he is. That's why I don't like Murashima. You see, he beats Daiki.
Yeah. Well, just because he's got more service.
Yeah, I
time
know how it is. I know how it is.
The second match was Murashima beating Daiki Nagai in 9:19 with the Boston Crab. This was the hopping up and down Boston Crab. Now, I just said I didn't like him as much. He did show great fucking fire here, but it's pretty easy for anyone to get fired up in the wrestling Daiki Nagai, I feel like. And I feel like Daiki's the one who really brought that out of Murashima after Murashima kind of was more in his shell before they started, facing each other more often. But yeah, this was even better than the opener with 3.5 on this. Definitely a good match.
I think that a lot of people who watch in Japan don't know how good Daiki is. He is, when he's outside of the ring doing the second stuff and like being in the multi-person matches, he's often doing stuff that you don't get to see on camera. In the JTO, in the Takataichi matches, he was like doing shit to the other people in his match and even outside of his match. He hates the people who are not in New Japan, and he shows them that he's better than them, and it's really good. It's really fun. I will follow him to the end of the earth. Unless he signs in unless he signs in WWE, I will not follow him there.
Yeah. Match number 3 was the Knockout Brothers very quickly beating Shota Umino and Tatsuya Matsumoto. Yuto pinning Matsumoto with the KOB. There was some awkwardness when it came to... It was only 1 minute and 26 seconds. Yeah, some awkwardness too when it came to a spot where Matsumoto was supposed to send Oscar into Yuto. It was like mistimed and looking pretty stupid. So like 2.25 on this, kind of below average, very quick match. But what are you going to do? Can't all be winners for the Knockout Brothers.
Yep. I moved along to the United Empire preview match.
So before that, we had match 4, which was Aaron Wolf, Toru Yano, Yo, and Master Wato defeating Evil, Narita, Yujiro, and Dick Togo. Apparently, Evil's final New Japan match, at least for now. Wolf submitting Yujiro in 9:05 with a straight armbar. I feel like Evil. Maybe it's just me. I think Evil will be back.
I assume so.
More than most guys who leave, it kind of feels like he just has way too much unfinished business. But it's kind of crazy that they let him not do the babyface turn, because I think it would have been like, okay, I don't really want to get into all this because I could talk about it for eons. But this was another example of the whole discourse around the evil leaving. Had some really stupid people basically claiming that, if Evil was as popular as in Japan as some people say he was, then then we should see a giant drop in attendance. Like, okay, it's not. No one ever said Evil was like the biggest star in New Japan, but the idea that this guy who is quite clearly gets plenty of reactions with the live crowd, his produced show sold out in 2 seconds. The House of Torture. What was it? Purge Night of Torture? That sold out literally in 2 seconds. Literally in 2 seconds, that sold out, by the way. And people even question the merch sales, which is crazy to me. It's like that's the entire reason why New Japan pushes them. But anyway. And yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's one of these things where like everybody who hates the house and hates this version of Evil kind of like projects their own opinion on the Japanese audience. And it's like, you can just say you don't like them. It's okay. You don't have to be like, well, I don't like them, and so the entire nation of Japan definitely agrees with me, because you sound like an idiot when you do that. It's like, yes, people are going to miss Evil. There was a lot of outcry on Twitter when this story broke, and there's a lot of Japanese fans who are still hoping that it's wrong. Like I saw like a Kakuto log, which is like one of the big like Japanese smart blogs, basically reported it, and they gave the credit to the Super J Cast. And a lot of Japanese fans are like, that's just a podcast. Hopefully they don't have any actual source. Like they basically were trying, like there's a lot of wish casting going on with Japanese fans that Evil's not actually leaving. So, these people exist. I don't know what to tell you. I sat with them. I sat really close to them for New Year's Dash, especially. They were cheering for House of Torture the entire match they were in. very loudly for them actually, and they got like I was starting to do it too because it was so much fun just calling for like Yujiro Takahashi and shit. But yeah, these people exist. It's like I don't know what to tell you. Anyone who spent any time in Japan at a New Japan show could tell you in the last like couple years could tell you these people exist. So the fact that people insist they don't is just kind of bizarre to me. But it's like you don't you can just say you don't like them. You don't have to like project your
I don't like them.
I
don't like them. I made my position very clear. I'm happy that Evil's leaving. I hope that House of Torture disbands because I think that we need a new heel stable and we need a refresh.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
But you wouldn't say. But would you say that they're unpopular?
No.
Okay.
No. I personally don't like them, and I want to move away from them, especially when their leader is leaving. I think splitting the guys who are in the House of Torture around would do something interesting and would refresh some of them. I would
see. I kind of like what's his name? Who said this? Andrew on the Super J-Cast Discord. He said Doki should just be the new leader instead of Narita, which I kind of like that idea because Doki
that would be interesting.
Doki does. He comes off like he runs the fucking thing now.
It would be interesting to have a junior be a leader of something.
Yeah,
but
he gives much more leader vibes than Narita does at this stage.
But the thing is, I would like to move like from because we have basically disbanded and realigned a lot of people and created like this whole new new scene in New Japan, and we are probably not done with the movements, especially with the people leaving or not leaving or whatever, or the twists and turns for the upcoming 4 months. I would like to see House of Torture be included in this movement, and I think it's time to like move on, to get a new name, to get a new merch, to get a new stable going. I don't mind interference deals, but I would like to see something different, something new, some new name, new color scheme, something. Just be a little different. Shift people around.
I mean, I hope they at least do like a disband match for the house after all this time. But we'll
yeah. Disband matches are awesome. I like disband matches.
Match number 5, it was the United Empire, Jake Lee, Callum Newman, Great Khan, Akira, and Jacob Austin Young, once again defeating Unbound Company, same match as the day before. So it was Tsuji, Shingo, Hiromu, Taiji, and Gato. This time it was Jake Lee pinning Shingo in 11:47 with the FBS, the face break shot. There was so at one point Gato tags in and just starts choking the fucking shit out of Callum after all the abuse Callum's been giving him over the last that
was great
weeks and months. And the crowd is fucking chanting like crazy for Gato. It probably was the biggest chant of the night. The crowd was so behind Gato. It was such a cool moment. And all he's doing is choking him repeatedly. The crowd's like, Gato! It was so awesome. Definitely loved that. But then Callum comes back. He starts running back and forth at full speed like we've seen him do a bunch of times, and just stops and then spits in Gato's face. That was so fucking funny. So just great interactions with those two. So they followed up on the Shingo injury angle from the day before with Gato kind of working him over, and they used chairs on him and stuff. And then Jake pinned him with the FBS. I thought this was a good match, better than the one the day before. Just the feud though between these two units just feels really hot. It feels like the hottest unit feud they've had in a long time. So yeah, 3.5 stars. Good match.
I think it's the hottest since the Vortex versus House of Torture.
I think it's hotter than that one. I would say hottest since War Dogs versus United Empire, probably. Maybe hotter than that too. Yeah. Because War Dogs' house was hot at times, but other times.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. Yeah.
There were times when it kind of felt
you are right in that.
Honestly, it petered out. It petered out.
I have not. Yeah. I have not seen. Yeah, that's true because the United Empire versus Bullet Club was hot until from the start until the finish in the cage, while the House of Torture and Vordox was hot and cold. Yeah. And petered out at the end. Yeah, that's true. I don't think that this is as hot as those when they got really hot. I think it can get there. I think they are working well to get there. I think if we are going to continue, if it's not one and done until the new beginning, and if the program is continuing until at least, I don't know, like Sakura Genesis or something like that, or maybe even until Fukuoka, until Dontaku shows, the feud can get really hot and comparable to the one 2 years ago, especially if the because Osprey was done really well for the first one. I think if he has some creative input there, it could be done really well, especially if he is at least somewhat involved in part of the feud as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have heard on the dash that he is still extremely popular for the Japanese fans. So if he runs in for like save for something, oh, that's going to be a huge pop.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's been a really hot feud though, like we've been saying. So, but yeah, after the match, Jake takes everybody else out with knees to the guts too. Then he finally talks, which the crowd did pop for, which I thought was funny. His first time talking since he returned at the Dome. And he tells Tsuji to put the heavyweight title on the line, which Tsuji had refused to do before us because he said Jake hadn't earned it. And Tsuji finally agrees. And it led to some of the dumbest takes I have ever seen. I'm going to call that guy out because he's an idiot, and I want to call him out. The King of the North guy. He went on fucking Twitter and actually said, he was like, I thought Tsuji said that he was going to make people earn title shots. Why didn't Jake Lee win a bunch of matches and singles matches and then get the shot? It's a fucking pro wrestling angle, and this man just murdered all of Tsuji's friends for 2 straight days. The heel beat up the babyface's friends, and now the babyface is going to go for revenge, okay? Usually, title shots in this promotion happen with a man just walking out in front of the camera and saying, I want the title shot, and the promotion just says, okay. Jake Lee did way more to earn this title shot than people normally do. People really think him winning a couple fucking singles matches on these shows would have made this feel hotter than fucking murdering all the man's friends one after the other? But the way he did on these 2 shows, that would have been a hotter feud, really? Like, what the fuck are people talking about? I don't know. This feud feels fucking hot. The fucking Jake Lee people, like, I'm sorry, you got to take the L on this one. And I'm not going to call this guy up because he's not really, he's kind of a nice guy, I think, and he just, whatever. But he was in the fucking Discord being like, I don't want to see Jake Lee Tsuji. This isn't interesting at all. And he said this right after his Korakuens. And people were like, well, did you see the 2 angles in the Korakuens? He's like, I didn't watch his matches. Well, then how the fuck do you know if the fucking feud is hot or not? If you're not going to watch, like, this drives me insane about people in New Japan. If you're not going to watch anything, if you're not going to watch the Road 2 shows at all, if you're not going to watch the interviews, if you're not going to pay any fucking attention, you do not get to have a fucking opinion on whether or not a feud is hot or not, or whether or not this feud is working, because you're not fucking watching it. If you're not watching it, you shouldn't have an opinion on it. Like, how is it fucking hard? I have not watched a single fucking second of AEW television since, I think, August or something, okay? I watch the pay-per-view sometimes. I give my takes on those when I watch them. But I would never go on here. I fucking think MJF sucks, and I think, I'm not a big fan of his at all. Would I go on fucking Discord in the AEW channel and be like, this MJF title reign sucks? I wouldn't do that because I don't fucking know if it sucks because I'm not fucking watching it. If you're not watching something, you don't get to say if it sucks or not. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You don't get to go on the fucking Discord and say this feud sucks and you're not into this feud if you're not even watching it. Period. End of story. Okay? You sound like a fucking moron when you do that. So there's my rant for the fucking episode, I guess. I've ranted on Republicans and I'm ranting on these fucking people because this is so fucking stupid to comment and say a feud sucks if you're not even going to watch the feud. The crowd was going crazy for it, just like they went crazy when Jake came out. You can think Jake Lee sucks if you want, okay? But he's clearly over right now. This feud feels hot, and the fucking show that every single person knew was going to be headlined by Jake Lee and Tsuji, even though they hadn't officially announced it yet, it's basically sold out. At some point, the Jake Lee people, you got to eat an L here. You can't, if you're not going to take the L a little bit at least and say that this feud has been harder than you expected and it sold more tickets than you expected, you don't have any credibility. I'm sorry. You can still think the guy sucks. You can think the match is going to be bad. You can think whatever you want. But the feud has worked and they've sold tickets. Those are just facts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't like Jake Lee. Same as I don't like Evil. I don't like Jake Lee as a singles wrestler. I never liked Jake Lee as a singles wrestler. I don't think he's a good singles wrestler. I think he's boring as shit. I wanted to see him with Gabe Kidd as a tag team because I have enjoyed some of his tag team stuff in All Japan that I've seen. But it's been like what, half a decade already since he was in All Japan?
Yeah.
I think he left in 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 22. Yeah, maybe 22 because I've seen him debut in Noah. I did not watch him in Noah because I've given up on him as a singles wrestler specifically. I wanted to see him with Gabe Kidd for the World Tag League. He got hurt, so we did not get to see him, which is sad. I will not enjoy his singles match against Suji. I will watch the match with crossed arms. I will be scowling at my monitor. I will be doing sounds during the whole match. And I will be, and if it's good, and I will say it's good, you know that he overcame my dislike. But taking all that, he feels like a good challenger. Man, no. He feels like a great first challenger for Tsuji. They have built, from the matches that I've seen, they have built him really well. His moves are over. He is kind of over. Not really sure how much over he is or how strong the Osaka crowd will feel about him. But Tsuji is very over. So I assume that the match will be successful because the build feels successful. I will possibly not like the match.
Yeah, I mean, again, the match quality itself, I'm not even going to sit here to tell you it's going to be a great match. I mean, Jake can lay eggs sometimes. I mean, everybody saw it throughout the Noah title reign. I think people are too hard on him in general, but I guess we'll see because he's one of those guys that has a reputation and just people look for things to hate with him. But especially on this side of the fucking, Pacific. But, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be a work rate classic. It wouldn't surprise you if they have a great match either because they've had great chemistry in the feud. So
yeah. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
But if I say it's a great match, it would mean that it is a really great match because I will be going into the match ready to dislike the match. So
yeah. Where is Cinderella this year? Oh, it's that Korakuen and these other buildings, I see. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Just someone posted in the chat, so just a total my ADHD kicked in there. Okay. But yeah, Jake Lee, I think he's been great. I think the feud is already a success. The show is pretty much sold out. So I don't know what to tell people except, like I said, take the L sometimes, people. And just like I did not exactly like there's some people who fucking you can have your opinions, obviously. I have my opinions too. You can't work yourself into a shoe, and you cannot fucking dig such a hole you're not willing to get out. I took the L on Okada and Tanahashi. They had an outstanding fucking match at the Dome, even though wasn't into it. I didn't want Okada to be the opponent. I had to take the L there. It was great, and it delivered. If you're not going to ever take the L, then you just sound like a fucking moron. So, just going to tell people right now, the Jake Lee thing, so far, you got to take the L on this if you thought Jake Lee wasn't going to work, because he's working. And for sure, if you're not going to watch it, don't fucking comment on it, because this is a thing people do at New Japan all the time, and it drives you fucking crazy. It seems like the only major promotion where people feel totally fine giving confident takes without actually watching the fucking promotion. So, shut the fuck up. That's you. Up next, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles make their V1. They defeat Sho and Kanemaru. Fujita pins Kanemaru in 16:59 with the throw ride. I thought this was very good by the end. I thought the beginning of this, you didn't watch these, so I can just...
No. I did not manage to get the time for that.
But yeah, the beginning of it with them working on Fujita was kind of boring. I also thought the House's heel stuff looked kind of pedestrian, coming after like the viciousness of the New United Empire that we just saw in the last match. So that hurt a little bit, but it really picked up after that. They went a really faster pace. They did a lot of great back and forth stuff. So I don't know. I went 3 3/4. I thought it was very good by the end. It delivered for me. But yeah, just, Fujita ends up putting Kanemaru like I talked about. But if the beginning wasn't quite as boring, it could have been like a 4-star match, but couldn't quite get there with how boring the start of the match was. The main event, the IWGP Junior title, Doki defeats El Desperado. He makes another defense of this title, which they usually put what defense it was on here. Let's see. I'm curious. Can't be that many because he feels like he never defends this fucking thing. That was his V1, everybody. Yeah, because he won it October 6th from El Desperado, and he made his V1 here. But yeah, so he beat him in 16:30 the Suplex de la Luna. I did find Oscar on English commentary funny. He was basically like saying, Hantai are all huge jerks. They don't even care enough about Desperado to be out here, like when Doki has all the house with him. So I thought, yeah, man's got a point.
Yeah.
Aaron Wolf did finally run out to clean house on all the house members. That got a huge reaction. But then he gets overwhelmed, and then Master Wato, of all people, came out to save him. That was kind of funny because Narita started choking him at that point. There was a very nice dive by Wato on all the house members on the floor, and Wolf and Wato dragged the house members away from ringside. But then Doki won anyway because Sho somehow escaped the Wolf and Wato being taken away from ringside. He interfered with the sheet metal. And then Doki low blow Desperado and hit the Suplex de Luna for the pin. I kind of like them doing the finish with the house winning even after the big take everybody away spot. That was kind of cool. I just haven't done that. I feel like every time that the faces actually do take everybody away, it means the house is always going to lose. So it was nice that for once it didn't actually work. But I don't know. It was like 3.5 on this. I didn't hate it or anything. It didn't like blow me away or anything either. It was just it was a good match. I think it's one of those matches where I think the house haters are probably going to really hate it, but I didn't hate it, didn't love it. It was just kind of a normal good match to me. Definitely nowhere near as good as the top 2 matches on the previous show. So, yeah, this show was, I'd say the top 2 were good. They weren't like super great. The United Empire, Unbound Company, which I'm still not used to that name at all. United Empire Unbound Company 10-man tag was like the thing on the show I think you have to watch because that feud has been so hot, and it was such a great angle at the end too with Jake Lee. The top 2 matches you really don't have to watch, especially if you're not a house fan. So, perfectly fine Korakuen, but the day before was definitely better. So,
yeah, I really like the first Korakuen, the 2 top matches there. Like comparing what you said about the two top matches on the first Korakuen and 2 top matches on this Korakuen is like, yeah.
So let's quickly go over the cards for the next 2 Road to New Beginning shows. So, well, first I'll get the New Beginning Osaka card. We'll give a bigger preview next week, but it's just a loaded card. So it opens with, we have the big thing on it is the Unbound Company versus, unaffiliated feud. So we have Hiromu and Taiji Ishimori facing Akira and Jacob Austin Young. Akira is interesting. He's trying to lean into the heel thing. There's a lot of comments, even from Japanese fans, that he's forcing it, which he tried to twist around in one of those comments where he's like, no, what I was faking was when I was nice before. So I thought, I was like, okay. But he's a weird fit as a heel so far. We'll see how it goes. Jacob Austin Young feels way more natural as a heel. But yeah, I mean, the division clearly needs heels, especially since Taiji is now basically a face. But we'll see how this tag match goes. I'll also see if it's like some kind of goodbye for Hiromu or like at least a partial write-off or something, because there's a mystery partner for Naito. I forget when the fuck it is. Let's look. Where people
at the start
are
of February, right?
Yeah, it's before this, I think.
Yeah.
So I just want to get the exact date because I don't have it wrong. It's at it's like a day before this, actually. It's February 6th Korakuen. So, or not day before, 5 days before this, because it's February 11th. So yeah, 5 days before this, there's a 6-man tag with Naito, Bushi, and XXXXXX. which actually is the number of letters in Hiromu, by the way, Hiromu. So
Yeah,
could be a hint. But yeah, it's Night. So that's Naito Bushi and this and that again, and the Mystery Man against Kenta, Hayata, and Tetsuya Endo. So it might be Hiromu, in which case maybe Hiromu's going to split his time in both promotions. Maybe he's going to just jump there full time. Nobody really knows. But yeah, so this could be some kind of either partial write-off or at least like a wind down for him. Match 2 is Shingo Takagi and Drilla Maloney against Hinare and the Great Okan. So again, continuing that feud. Then we have the never 6-way open weight tag rematch. Goto, Yoshihashi, and Bolton Oleg against Zack, Oiwa, and Hartley Jackson. We have Gabe Kidd versus Andrade El Idolo, with the winner of that facing Tsuji for the global title at the show I'm going to at the end of February in Trenton. David Finlay and Callum Newman in a special singles match. Finley's not really on this tour so far, and Callum's been calling him out about it, so it'll be interesting to see that one. Their feud just goes all the way back to the original United Empire versus War Dogs feud, which is, part of what makes this really interesting. And Finlay feels very weird right now as like the, not the leader of the Unbound company. So we'll see. If he does stay, I think that will go somewhere eventually. Never openweight title. Aaron Wolf defends against Red Narita. The semi-main event is for the IWGP tag titles. Knockout Brothers against Shota Umino and Yuya Murad.
I'm looking forward to that so much.
Yeah. Rematch of that outstanding tag title match they had last October. And the main event, of course, Tsuji versus Jake Lee for the IWGP heavyweight title. I think it's a pretty loaded card. There's a lot of really good stuff there, and I'm into the United Empire versus Unbound Company feud in general. So yeah, we'll see if they can deliver another great New Beginning Osaka like they did last year. And an interesting note to Takeshita. Takeshita is on the he's still around because he's going to be on the late February American show, challenging ELP for the TV title. But yeah, he's not on New Beginning Osaka this year. So the cards for the 2 Road to Korakuens, those will happen before. Well, I guess they'll happen around the time of the next episode. But we'll talk about them 2 episodes from now. Road to New Beginning on Sunday, February 1st, exactly a week from now I'm recording. The Young Lion Cup final opens the show at Korakuen. It's Shoma Kato against Katsuya Murashima.
Wrong pairing. Taiki Nagai should have been there.
I want Kato to win this, but I think it's going to be Murashima.
Yeah. Murashima should be that.
Then we have Umino, Yuya, and Tiger Mask, who I realize I'm going to get to see before he retires again, which is cool. Like in person, I mean, because he's retiring in July apparently. So I would be shocked if he didn't wrestle. Like he'll be on Dominion, I think, in some capacity, even if it's like a pre-show match or something. Be kind of stupid for him not to be when he's about to retire, but we'll see. But yeah, Shota, Yuya, and Tiger Mask against Yuto Ice, Oscar, and Gato. Then we have Goto, Yoshihashi, Bolton, and Taguchi against Zack, Oiwa, Hartley, and Fujita. Drilla Maloney, the returning Robbie X, who's, I don't know what his whole personality is like, I'm a Bullet Club. So now he's an Unbound Company, apparently. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, Drilla, Robbie X, and Daiki Nagai against Hinare, Great Okan, and Zane J. Aaron Wolf, Toru Yano, Yo, and Master Wato against Narita, Yujiro, Doki, and Dick Togo. So that'll be our first look at the post-Evil House of Torture. Then 2 big tag matches, which is like mixing the heavyweight and junior feuds, which we got the Finley's back. He teams with Hiromu here, which their team was so great in the World Tag League. Definitely interested. This one could be good. Finley and Hiromu against Callum Newman and Jacob Austin Young. And the main event, Tsuji and Taiji Shimori against Jake Lee and Francesco Akira. So the lesser of the 2 Korakuens, but still some interesting stuff there. The second show on the Monday, February 2nd, this opens for Ubido, Yuya, and Yasuda against Yuto Ice, Oscar, and Daiki Nagai. Match 2 is Wolf, Yano, Yo, and Wato against Narita, Doki, Kanemaru, and Dick Togo. Then Finley, Hiromu, and Gato against Callum Newman, Akira, and Jacob Austin Young. Tsuji, Drilla, Taiji, and Robbie X against Jake Lee, Hinare, Great Okan, and Zane J. Then we get the 3 special singles matches for the Never 6-man title build-up, basically. The Big Boy Battle, Bolton Ole against Hartley Jackson. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Yoshihashi. And then the one I'm super, super hyped for, Goto versus Ryohei Oiwa is the main event of that Korakuen. So that should be something. I really hope it's a win for Oiwa. He could really, really use it. So we'll see if they actually have the balls to do it or not. Okay, so let's move over to Stardom.
Hell yeah.
The January 21st Korakuen, New Year's Stars in Korakuen. There are some other shows. I watched the 2 Osaka shows before this. I don't think there's really much a note from them that I can remember anyway.
The only thing I think there is the start of the EXV angle.
What was the EXP angle again?
Hanako versus Maika.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, they started there basically. The kickoff, even though it seems like the angle itself started sooner, the story rather than the angle, but that was the first verbal exchange between Maika and Hanako. That continued to the Korakuen, and that continued to the shows that happened yesterday and today. Which I have, of course, not watched because I don't think they are on Stardom World yet, and I would not have time for them anyway. So
I was gonna say we haven't seen anything with Takada Nobunaga yet, but we'll see. The Korakuen here, they did a packed house, 1480, for what was basically a 1-match show. So impressive, another impressive crowd here for Stardom. The show opened with Shuri and Rana Yagami defeating Hazuki and Fuwa-chan. It was Shuri pinning Fuwa, or submitting Fuwa with the Scorpion Deathlock at 11:59. This was a pretty damn good opener. I mean, definitely one that I enjoyed. I'm trying. Why can't I find my notes?
So
there they are.
So
before the match, Saya Kamatani. So Starlight Kid, she comes out to plug her new SOK Style 2 photo book. Yeah. And Saya, who's on vacation right now, basically.
Oh, no. Paid time off.
She shows up on her paid time off just to beat her ass.
Yes.
Which was so fucking funny.
And then promote her own book.
Promotes her own book. Yeah, very fucking funny. So she beat up the poor Ko Neko-chan and just beat the fucking kitty's ass. And that was very the height difference between them is really something. Like when you like the way she and Saya always leans so far into it too, which is very interesting. We'll see where that goes for.
I really like the strategy of using Fuwa-chan because this show was pay-per-view, by the way. It was not live fully for free on YouTube or included live in the subscription on the Stardom World. But this was for free on YouTube. So this continues the strategy of using the most important match or one of the most important matches that are not the title matches actually, but the build matches, putting them on YouTube, disregarding the how much of a star power Fuwa-chan has to put her into the semi-main event or something like that. Instead, putting her into the opener to get the YouTube views to more promote the show than before. I think the strategy, they have been doing that with, do you remember how much Tam Nakano and Saya Kamitani have opened their shows during the last fall 24 and early spring 25? They have been on every show and all the time in the openers. They were not in the main
and Saya was doing a lot of openers during the 5-star too.
Yes, exactly. No, the 5-star was different because those were not on for free on YouTube. The openers.
Oh, really? Not at all.
No.
The opening night, I think they were.
I don't think so.
Oh, I could be. I could have sworn it was, but I could be wrong.
No, because if it's not the right, all the 5-star shows were live shows, right?
Yeah.
So then she was on the YouTube all the time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, because I was not watching them live, but I was catching up on them on my free time because the time zones makes it that I cannot watch outside of one match during my lunch break. I cannot watch the shows live because they are they start usually around 11 our time and end around 2 our time. So it's I can watch one match during the lunch break of the when the show is live and it's on the work week, so work day.
But yeah, this is what I thought was very much like a show you can take a beating match for Fuwa-chan. Yes. She was eating very hard kicks from Shuri and then took some really hard forearms to chest from Rana. She got to put up a nice little fight against Shuri before she finally put her away with the Scorpion. But yeah, this was Fuwa-chan, she's impressed me earlier in her restarted career. I mean, she showed great fire here. 3.5 star match. Good opener.
Yeah. I liked it a lot.
Match number 2, Ami Saori and Olympia defeating Yuna Mizumori and Ane Kanaya. It was Ami pinning Kanaya with the Blue Thunder Bomb in 7:13. Perfectly fine little tag. Not a lot to it. Went Gentlewoman's 3 here. But made sense Ami got the pin given what happened at the end of the show. So
Yes.
Then we had the 10-woman tag in the seemingly never-ending E-Nexus V and Mi Vida Loca feud. It was Suzuki, Rina Yamashita, Itsuki Aoki, Akira Kuragane, and Kikyo Furusawa. Obviously not a member of the unit, but just teaming with them against Maika, Xena, Waka, Tsukiyama, Hanako, and Rion. So Aoki beat Maika in 6:46 with the Dust Ring 2. I don't know. That's actually translated correctly.
It's Hanako hit Maika and
then Aoki rolled her up.
Itsuki rolled her up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot for a bit, but I thought the finish with Aoki kind of, like you said, running Hanako and Maika into each other and then creating Maika for the big upset pin. It's a little clunky.
Yeah, it was clunky. It's what happens when you focus on the story and not on the match specifically.
Yeah.
So
it went like 2 3/4 on this. It was okay.
Yeah. They were doing the story match instead of like focusing on delivering a good match. So that happens.
Then we had the 3-way match. Suriano.
Okay. Wait a second. The interesting bit from this was that Hanako ran backstage and Maika chased her, and then they brawled backstage.
So I wonder where this is going. Like, is Maika
I think
Hanako turning heel?
No, I'm not sure. They did something on today and yesterday's show. From the quick scan of Twitter, it looked like they shook hands and are preparing for the unit war at the Osaka show, which could be, of course, a swerve leading to Hanako like beating up Maika and leaving for Mi Vida Loca or joining Hate even, possibly.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a good mid-card story.
Then we had the 3-way battle, Saori Ano pinning Tomoka Inaba. 3-way also involved Maki Ito. So Saori pinned Inaba in 7:13 with the special pottering. Maki Ito and Saori's interactions are so fucking funny.
Yes.
Like they started at the Korakuens I was at, and like so Maki kept encouraging her and then turning on her immediately. The funniest one was when she was trying to convince her to do the huge, Sekai no Kawaii no wa whatever, like who's accused in the world at quarter punches, only to try and powerbomb her off of there immediately. That was so fucking funny. And Saori got out of it. Maki once again accidentally stunned Saori for the second time. This time Saori actually remembered to sell it, besides getting angry. Because last time she was so angry, she no-sold the stunner, which was very funny. People were like, like she took the stunner and just popped right up. She's like, no, I'm not going to sell the stunner because I'm so mad. This time she did actually sell it while she was angry. But yeah, she pins Tomoka at the special potting out of nowhere. And then just continues giving Maki the death stare, beat on her in the corner and chase her in the back. Very funny little comedy 3-way. Saori and Maki Ito just have amazing chemistry together.
Yes.
3 1/4 for this. And Maki Ito's fitting in very well. Like, I don't know. People were like kind of not sure how she would work.
I did not find her in. And I was wrong.
This is another one we got to take the L, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the cases that I am more than willing to take the L. From what I have seen from Maki Ito, I'm fine with the position she is in. I was afraid she's going to get higher up on the card than she is right now. But she is not. She is exactly in the spot where she should be. She is like preparing to fit into the promotion, fit into the roster. And she's able to... I never doubted that she would not be able to keep up. She will be able to keep up. What I'm really interested in seeing is if she is able to do Stardom main event style match, because that's very different from Tokyo Joshi Pro main event style match.
Yeah.
And I actually am now I'm actually looking forward to her take on that style of match, because the house styles are very different. And And it's
Well, it's good she has like a lot of time to adjust before we get to like the 5-star.
Yes. I'm really happy that she joined like this time of year and not like in May or something like that.
Yeah.
Because she has like the multiple big shows, and she will be on the undercards multiple times, and before she like gets to do series of singles matches in the summer. And I am actually, it's not the first big time match in Stardom that I'm looking forward to. It's the second one, because Maki Ito and Tokyo Joshi Pro are awesome in lining stories between matches and like putting logical bridges between matches together. So if you watch the two matches in the series right after each other, it makes a whole lot of sense, even if a lot of time passed between the matches, especially if a lot of time passed between the matches. Tokyo Joshi Pro style is awesome for the series of matches. So I'm really looking forward to Maki Ito, like in year or 2 years. I am looking forward to what she does in Stardom now. I'm really happy about how she's fitting in. So I'm taking the L on this.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Oh god, I lost track of what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so I was going to say about the thing about Maki Ito. I like the little house show story they're doing with her too, where like she can't make friends with anyone except Kikyo. Yeah. That was the other big thing from the Osaka show that I wanted to mention. The Maki Ito Kikyo team was so fucking funny. The two of them, because obviously when Kikyo debuted, everybody said her gear looks a lot like Maki Ito's.
Yes.
So the two of them team together on one of those Osaka shows. They come out together. Maki's doing the song, and Kiko's like kind of awkwardly trying to also do the song with her, and she can't do it at all, really, but she's trying her hardest. It was so adorable, and the crowd was so into this. They were so like just so into the two of them, like Kiko being like an utter dork trying to do the little song with Maki, and she looked so like sincere trying to do it. It was so cute. And Maki's like yelling at her for losing afterwards, but then kind of forgives her anyway. But yeah, she's the only friend Maki Ito has right now is Kiko Furusawa, a young wrestler not in a unit either. Because he keeps teaming all these units and none of them it's not working out with any of them. And had the greatest line of all time with Suriano after the Korakuen. You remember that one? Where she's like Maki Ito, before we teamed together, I didn't think we would get along. And after we teamed together, I was right. We don't get along.
Yes.
So it's like oh my god, I was fucking crying when I saw that.
The auto translation is even better because it translates that we do not breathe together. It's so good because it means it likes the literal translation for the auto translation is we cannot breathe the same air together because it doesn't work with us. We will not breathe the same air together.
Oh my god, really it was good. I thought we didn't work. After teaming together, I was right. We don't work, and they just walked away. It's like oh my god, she's so fucking funny sometimes. 6-woman tag: Azumi, Mei Sierra, and Miyu Amasaki of Neo Genesis defeating Godzai, Saki Kashima, Hina, and Lady C. It was Mei pinning Hina in 8:20 with the shooting star. So Azumi, Saki went for a handshake right away. And then tried to fake her out and pin her, but Azumi countered right to the Azumi Sushi, almost pinned Saki immediately, but Hina and Lady had to dive in to save her. The spots all around how weak Saki is are so funny. There's another funny one where like Godzai were trying to do the thing where they all put a member of Neo Genesis into the submission at the same time, the triple submission.
Yeah.
But Azumi easily reverses Saki, takes her down to Fujiwara armbar. Saki starts tapping immediately, but they're not legal. It doesn't count.
Yes.
And Lady at this point like has somebody, I don't remember who, I think maybe Miyu, in an abdominal stretch. And she's like looking down like, what the fuck is going on? Basically, she's looking over. And it's like, should I like let this go to help her? Like, what is like, she's so confused. That was really funny. But yeah, Hina and Mei, very fun sequence at the end. Hina nearly pinned her with the Gato clutch before Zero Knee Line made the save. And then Mei got an assist from a high kick from Azumi, and then pinned Hina with a shooting star. Saki stuff was funny. Match is pretty good overall. 3 1/4.
Yeah, it's like the perfect Stardom mid-card match. Some comedy, really good work from almost everyone outside of the comedy spot from the start with Saki, which fucking ruled, but it's not a good work. And at the end, and we get like a good result, which kind of slightly pushes Neo Genesis, which should be above this team that they were facing. So everything was great on this in this match.
All right, folks. So a little pause there because I took a pause to eat dinner. So my Nicole's mom cooks for us on Sundays, and it was ready even earlier than usual. But I appreciate Velkej giving me that 10 or 15 minutes there. Next match, 8-woman tag match. It was Hanan's return match. It was the Stars team of Hanan, Sayaida, Momokogo, and B. Priestley defeating Hate, Natsuko Tora, Araka, Azuse Naba, and Fukigen. It was B pinning Araka with the Kamigoe and 10-18. So Hanan, she had been out since the September 27th Korakuen, so almost 4 months exactly here. And she was a House of Fire coming in. The crowd was really behind her. She has a new nickname, too. She's no longer the Young Lioness. She's now, what's it again? Something Wing?
Yeah, I don't know. I have heard that you reminded me that she's no longer Young Lioness because they didn't mention that. And you're right about Something Wing. But what that is, I don't really remember. I've noticed that, but I have not taken a note of that.
Let me
it
see
doesn't make sense.
it
doesn't make any sense.
I'm trying to. I want to find it because it's like it's something. Hanan smile right.
While you are finding that, I have to talk about something. I despise Hanan's gear. I hate it so much with every fiber of my being. I do not like the fuzzy pauldrons on her shoulders. Those are atrocious. Her color scheme has something going for it right now. It's better than the previous color schemes. But combined with her shitty colored hair, she looks so bad. And the gear itself, I don't know. It's
Glory Wing, by the way.
Oh, Glory Wing. That's a good English sounding nickname. That's a good English sounding nickname. They'll be good on a future white belt champion. But I really don't like her gear. Yeah,
they got it. Can we get rid of the shoulder pads already?
Yeah, the shoulder pads are so bad, aren't they? Yeah. The fuzzy. I don't mind a wrestler having a tail or like fuzz around their waist, but the fuzz on shoes and fuzz on shoulders, bad. Get rid of it, please. And like she has the entrance jacket is really good. Both of like the combo with Saida is so good and looks great, but then she takes it off and she has the shitty pauldrons. So it's so bad. The shoulder things are so bad. I hate them.
Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh, yeah, I should say, she looked like a House of Fire coming in. She was over, so that was good.
Yeah.
I just saw this really funny picture of everybody at the award show, and like everyone else is dressed up really fancy.
Yes.
And Rana Yakubi's in a fucking tracksuit. Like,
Adidas tracksuit with free stripes. Very good.
So I forgot to mention, so I was at my work retreat all week. That's why we hadn't have an episode since, not all week, but like 2 days, and I had to plan for it too. But that's why there hasn't been a new episode since, the one we did when we got back from Japan. And, I wore my Stardom tracksuit on day 2 and everybody loved it. They're like, the tracksuit looks so good. I was like, thank you. So everybody loves the Stardom tracksuit. It's a big hit. Also, one of my bosses listened to this episode of this. I'm like, oh my God. I hope I didn't talk about how little work I did or something. But I mean, look, she's also retiring in June anyway, so I don't think she really gives a shit. But on top of that, it's like, if she listened to something recently and this year, if anything, it's more likely to be me complaining about all the work I had to do when I was doing 2 jobs at once. So anyway, I'm not that worried. A little worried, though. But yeah, so B pins Ruaka. Match was fine, a little nondescript beyond Hanan's initial fiery display, so I gave it like 3 stars. And afterwards, B pointed out that she pinned both tag champions in the last 2 Korakuens. She says she's earned a tag title shot, and she nominates Hanan to be her partner. The crowd did chant her name for that, so that was good. But yeah, Tora, I don't know what Tora said. Did she say something like they're not as good challengers as Zero Knee Line or something, maybe? I heard Zero Knee Line, but I think she might have said they're not as good challengers or something.
Yeah, I think because Hanan hasn't won anything.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're getting the shot February 7th at Osaka. I assume they're not going to win, but
no, I don't. I think it's this. I think this is another pay-per-view where Hate is going to win all their matches they have ready. I think we are going to have to live until the Yokohama Arena with all Hate on board, unless something happens at the Osaka where the ball started rolling from the next pay-per-view. I don't know if is there a pay-per-view in February at the end, or rather in March, February, March, before
there's the
Cindy?
Cinderella. No, I don't think there's another one for Cinderella final.
So there's no Path of Thunder like last year. Okay.
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. Path of Thunder.
Because Path of Thunder was the big selling point for the Path of Thunder last year was the all 3 sisters getting challenges.
No, I think Osaka replaces Path of Thunder.
No. Basically. Osaka was also last year.
They didn't do it. They didn't do a pay-per-view in Osaka? I don't think so.
Oh, right. They did not do it because...
No. So yeah, the big shows next month are the Osaka pay-per-view, the Korakuens, and then the Soriano Homecoming.
Oh, right. Yeah. True.
Which I got to make sure.
Then it's time for Cindy. Yes, that makes sense. So yeah.
I got to mark down to talk about that, by the way. I just realized that. So that'd be for the 225 episode with Snazzy. I'm going to put that down because I definitely want to talk about Saori's Homecoming show. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, there's no Path of Thunder this year, I don't think, unless it's in March. But I don't remember seeing it because I was just going through the schedules of everything to. So Cinderella opening day is March 6th in Chunichi Hall. Where the hell's Chunichi Hall?
That's a weird venue, weird sounding venue.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is.
Chunichi Hall. Oh, it's in Nagoya. Okay, it's a new Nagoya building. So they have 2 straight days in Chunichi Hall in Nagoya, March 6th and 7th. There's a Korakuen on the 8th, another Korakuen on the 11th, and then the Cinderella finals is the 15th in Yokohama Budokan.
Yeah. That sounds actually better than the last year's schedule.
Yeah.
Because I hated the opening night for the Cindy.
Yeah. Well, I want them to give me the damn schedule with the... First of all, I want to know for sure when the conversion is. Maybe they'll announce that at Cinderella? I don't know. Or maybe in Osaka?
I think they will announce that at Cindy.
At Cindy, probably. Sense. Yeah. But yeah, and then I would love to... I don't think there's anything else I can go... I mean, the Korakuens I definitely can't go to because the June Korakuen, one is the 14th, which is the same day as Dominion. And then the next one after that's the 30th, which I'll already be gone. It'd be nice if there was some other show I could go to while I'm there, like maybe a New Blood or something. But we'll see. I'll have to wait and see, I guess. Anyway, sorry, getting off track again. But yeah, no Path of Thunder this year. No Path of Thunder. Just it did draw really well last year.
Yeah, it was really successful for them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Osaka looks like it's going to be really successful too. So
yeah.
Because the last time, that's actually the last time I remember checking. I remember seeing the tickets look like they were moving pretty well. Let me see if I see what they're looking at. Yeah, everything is already sold out officially, like on all websites. The front row, Arena S, Arena A, and the front row on the second floor is all officially sold out, along with the women only A and B. So it's all sold out across all websites. They have no more stock left. On Lawson, let's see what else is doing. Arena C is still available, and then the second floor A and C are still normal availability. Second floor stand B is on only a few remaining, and the family seats are also on only a few remaining. So yeah, it looks like it's going to do a really good number. So definitely plenty of tickets sold already, and still got like a week and a half to go. So anyway, then we had the semi-main event, the Stardom 15th Anniversary Yuzupon Limited Return match. Yuzuki Aikawa, Natsupoi, and Starlight Kid defeating the team of Sakurara, Ayasakura and Saikakura, and Yuria Hime. It was Yuzupon pinning Yuria in 15:29 with a Tiger Suplex hold. So basically, Yuria Hime got a lot of the spotlight here because it's, the whole thing with the two of them, her and Yuzupon both being former Gravere idols. She got to come out last for her team here, even though, she's a junior to Sakurara. This was Yuzupon's first match at Korakuen since she lost a singles match to Meiko Satomura on March 13th, 2013. So almost 13 years. This is the last time she was in Korakuen. She retired in April of that year, and her only two appearances since then were she appeared at the Budokan show in 2021, and then, of course, she made the surprise appearance at Dream Queendom last December, or a month ago now. God, it's already been almost a month since Dream Queendom.
Yes.
Feels like I was just there yesterday. It's crazy. But yeah, Yuria, she was like beating the crap out of Yuzupon at one point, and then Yuzupon like gave it to her really hard right back. I was like, look at these two fucking Gravere idols beat the shit out of each other, especially with the kicks.
The opening was pure Nanae Takahashi, where Yuzupon, I was expecting like, okay, she will do some kicks, then there will be some tagging, so the younger ones can go at it. And instead, we got like 90 seconds or almost 2 minutes of like clinical ground-based Yuzupon. And Yuria Hime was not that far behind. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. Gravere Idols ground-based wrestling, let's go. By the way, for anyone who does not know, she is a mother of 3 children and has not wrestled in 13 years, basically. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She gave birth between the last Budokan appearance and this match. She had a child between that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that's our Yuzupon. She's back, and I now want her as a regular guest on bigger cards because she was awesome. This was great.
Yeah. So yeah, I went 3.5. Good match. Super fun little comeback match here for Yuzupon, and be nice to see more of her, honestly.
Yeah. I loved that her kicks to the head are still like lethally sounding. She sounds like she is actually kicking people, shoot in the heads, and inflicting concussions every time she hits them. It's so good. I love her.
The main event, Konami defeats Rita in 1945 with the body lock sleeper hold to make her second successful defense of the white belt, the Wonder of Stardom title. Rita's new gear, very badass looking. She really leaned into that like evil but cute Kuromi vibe, which is funny because her cake had a little Kuromi on it when she went to meet Hana Kimura's mom, Kyoko Kimura.
Kyoko Kimura,
yeah. But definitely big on Kuromi, I think. Cute and evil. But yeah, Rita, she was like spitting in Konami's face when she was beating her down repeatedly around the 5-minute mark. That was pretty badass, but it also made Konami beat her ass even more. So probably not the smartest move she ever did, but it was just a cool little spot. Just a very, very physical match throughout this match. They both just beat each other's asses. Konami, of course, was focusing a lot on Rita's right arm, which she did a great job selling. And of course, they have the Hana Kimura / Tokyo Cyber Squad connection. And Rina pulled out Hana's move at one point, right? That package powder looking thing.
She pulled out the whole sequence. The missile drop kick and
the package. Yeah. So
missile drop kick specifically, Hana Kimura style missile drop kick, not running around just like doing the high angle drop down, which is like not a lot of people do that in Stardom, at least. It's like,
and you could see that the crowd was really buzzing for that when she pulled.
Yeah. It's a thing that Rina has been like doing and getting closer and closer to hitting, and if she hits it all fully and wins, it's going to be back. She did not win this time. But she will win it with it sometime.
It was interesting. Somehow the package pile driver cut Konami's face because she came up all bloody afterwards.
I think it
was like her knee, maybe?
I've rewatched it. I forgot to write a note about it. Oh my god. I think it was a move before. I think it was how she the way Rina protected her made it that Konami hit her face on the mat weirdly, and that made her bloody.
I see.
Something like that. It was like really weird, and it wasn't supposed to happen at all. It's like it was really weird hit to get her bleeding.
So Konami reversed an attempt to either the Pink Devil or probably actually the Vertebreaker at that point. Got the sleeper locked in. Rina was able to make the ropes this time, but Konami just fucking dumps her on the head with a really brutal looking German suplex. They do a little more back and forth, and then Konami gets the sleeper back on, ultimately chokes her out for the win to retain. Excellent match. Awesome fucking match. Konami, again, we're talking the theme of this show is people taking L's. The Konami has watched people got to take an L. She's been awesome since she won this title.
I have taken that L since the Saori match.
Yeah,
four and a
quarter.
I was not into Konami last year. I am rather 2024. I am very into her from the 5-star onwards.
Yeah, I love the match of Starlight Kid. I guess in February or whatever. I think people.
I did not like that.
Or March or whatever. Yeah, that one was more divisive.
That much. Yeah,
but yeah,
it was like a transition period for me, liking her and not. Since the 5-star, I'm loving her run.
I mean, the Saya Ida match was awesome.
Saya Ida match was incredible. Yeah,
lucky enough to be there for that one. That was awesome. She's the one where she won the title. Starlight Kid was awesome, and she's just having a great run here.
Yeah, she has.
So yeah, Rina obviously has been awesome. So 4 and a quarter, awesome match. Good show. I mean, the undercard was, this usual kind of whatever undercard, but there was some good stuff on it, and the main event was just awesome. So, what else do you want from Korakuen?
It's the paying money for this card was worth it.
The post match was Ami Sourei coming out to challenge, which makes sense because she did pin Konami back in the Goddess of Stardom Tag League and never got her title shot because she lost the number one contender match to Ida. So there is your white belt match for Osaka. I'm a big Ami Sourei person, and when she came out here to get the title, I was like, yeah, I didn't forget about it. Fuck yeah. So I don't think she's going to win, but that's still going to be really good. I'm still really excited to see her get the white belt shot.
This is extremely long-term storytelling because Konami and Ami were going at it while they were still in God's Eye together. As well. Then you have the Konami betraying Shuri while Ami was out. So there's that. And then Ami coming back and wanting revenge and the return match was like being destroyed by Konami as well. So this is like an extremely long-term tight relationship between these two. This time is in a white belt match in Osaka in the 7 main event, which is awesome for both of them, especially for Konami, because Konami is getting the run that we all knew years ago that she could have gotten, and she finally got it. So really looking forward to that match.
We have these matches now for February 7th. We have there's a bunch of matches announced. Let's go through them because this is the last time we'll be on a normal episode, quote unquote, before that show. So February 7th, Osaka, looking very stacked. The previously announced matches, of course, were Saya Kamatani defending the red belt, the World of Stardom title against Starlight Kid. Shuri taking on Saki Kashima in a special singles match, which Saki was not happy about. Maki Ito facing Aya Sakura, which again they've been building up really well. So there was another moment during this where Maki was like singing towards her when she came out.
Yeah,
and Aya has figured out that she could make some really funny, angry faces, and she was making the fucking funniest faces at her, like "What is this bitch doing?" kind of face. That was so fucking funny. Aya is so great. But yeah, really excited for that one. There's going to be some kind of unit battle between Enex's V and Mibi the Loca. We don't know yet what that will be. We're waiting. They said please wait for further announcements on participating players and match format. On top of that, we have. Here's the thing. Is this Rina or Rion? I think it's who's facing Hazuki? It's Rina. Okay. So we have not Hazuki. Sorry, Fuwa-chan is facing Rina. That's just announced, along with 2 title matches, which we talked about already, which is the Goddess of Stardom tag titles, Natsuko Tora and Raka against Hanan and B. Priestley, and the white belt match, Konami versus Ami Sourei. So yeah, Osaka, another loaded Stardom card. So definitely looking forward to that one, February 7th. It's about 2 weeks away, a little under 2 weeks away as we're recording this. So that'll be exciting. All right, so there's your Stardom. I will wrap up the portion with Velkej here. There's one more show too. There's January 31st, Korakuen, which we don't have any matches announced for that yet. So we'll see what's on that show. I just helped Paul buy a ticket to that because that lucky man is still not. He went to the Philippines for a couple of weeks, but he's going back to Japan before he goes back to Germany. So he's very lucky.
Yeah. I've seen his post, and I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, he's going to he had me buy him I'd like the official American Express haver for the European fans, basically, because Eric Snazzy already was telling me he's going to ask me to do it for him when he goes back for he's going for Golden Week this year, so from joshing around. Yeah, so he's going to have, because I'm like the official Amex haver, because the Lawson ticket does not want to work anything but Amex, and I guess Amex exists in Europe, but it's not really a big deal. So yeah, meanwhile I have a bunch of Amex cards. So, but yeah, there you go. That's your upcoming Stardom. Again, January 31st. So that's next Saturday. Korakuen. We don't have any matches yet. And the Saturday after that, February 7th, is the big Osaka show. Let's go over to Marigold. They had a Korakuen Hall show on yesterday, actually, Saturday the 24th at Korakuen Hall in front of 1,195 announced crowd. I mean, they do exaggerate a lot. It looked like a decent crowd, especially by the recent standards, but I don't know if it was actually 12
I think these are real numbers, because they had full ringside area, bleachers and stuff, and they have full, like, half of the orange seats. So I assume that there was it looked like there was unfilled 400 seats. It made sense.
Okay.
I do not doubt
this is the same thing when Dragon Gate does this shit too. When they had a great Korakuen last week that we didn't talk about, when they drew a good crowd, it's like when you constantly over exaggerate, it makes your legit numbers look. First of all, it makes you suspicious of your legit numbers, and it makes them sound less impressive.
This looked like 1,200 people in the venue. I would say, like, if they would have announced 1,250, I would have still believed them. So it looked like that. It's fine.
This was, of course, Mayu Iwatani's 15th anniversary show. It opened with the three-way match. Syoko Koshino defeating Hummingbird and Yuka Yamazaki. It was Koshino hitting the Linder Splash on Yamazaki at 8:23. Not a very impressive opener here, I didn't think. I thought it was sloppy and pretty bad. I don't get the continued Shoko push. I just don't think she's very good.
No, she's no longer pushed. She got beaten in the white belt match, so it's fine.
Yeah, but she still won the opener here.
Yeah, because she's tall.
Yeah. All right, whatever. 2-star match. I didn't think this was good.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Match number 2, Chika Goto and Nao Ishikawa losing to Nagisa Nozaki and Rei Seto. It was Nozaki with the Patriot Buster on Ishikawa in 11-11. It was all right. An improvement on the opener, just kind of there though. So 2 and 3/4, 2 and 3/4, I thought.
Quality of the wrestlers was better, so it means the match was better.
Yeah, right. I mean, the Chika Goto thing is so weird right now, where she's put on all this weight, but it hasn't really improved her look, and she doesn't look more powerful or anything. So I don't know. Maybe she just needs more time to like get it into the physique she wants. But she looks like less of a star to me now. But match.
No, the issue there is that she is still a developing wrestler.
Yeah.
So, but she's one of those that work hard. So I assume if she gets like the chance, if she gets the training and the chance to improve, she will improve. The thing is, she needs to get the training and the chance to improve. That's the issue in Marigold, honestly.
Match number 3, Victoria Suzuki and Komomo Minami go to a 15-minute time limit draw. Very good back and forth match here. The crowd was really getting behind Komomo's gutsy effort. You know, the only thing I thought was holding it back a little is a few of the sequences looked a bit like slow or clunky at times. It was still a lot of fun, but that kind of kept it from being like a 4-star match to me. It just didn't. They weren't landing everything crisply. I also would have liked an actual finish instead of a time limit draw, but you know, it's Hat Man. You're gonna get the time limit draws. It was a really funny. It was Garrett Kidney who tweeted the other day. He was like, you know. I assume he doesn't watch Marigold. Why would he? But he was like, oh, you know, for all these time limit draw teases, we really need some actual time limit draws. Otherwise, it doesn't mean anything. I'm like, if you want to see time limit draws, buddy, there's a promotion for you. It's called Marigold. Because, man, have plenty of time limit draws.
I was surprised with the time limit draw. I was expecting Suzuki to finish
Komomo's
at the
challenging
end.
Komomo's challenging, though, for the...
For the
Superfly
belt. Yeah, that's true.
Superfly. I thought that maybe I did that. But yeah, you know,
I guess so.
I did like her hitting that spinning backdrop suplex right as time ran out. That looked brutal. So that was good. 3 3/4. Very good match. Just not quite to the next level.
I was like disappointed in some of her submission work though, because it took as you said, it was clunky. It took longer to get into like the position to like lock in the submission, and I will probably always be critical of Suzuki of this. I think her clapping for herself to get the people clapping is really annoying. So, like, let the seconds start the people clapping. I know that there was the thing that Yoshio Ogawa was critical about Joshi Pro Wrestling, but I guess so. He needs to get someone going, and the wrestlers want the crowd reactions, and they need them to be started by the seconds. But I don't like Suzuki clapping for herself to get the crowd going, and she is doing it so much in her matches that I had to take notice of that and talk about it. But I don't like Suzuki, so there's that.
I like Suzuki, but
I don't.
The next match, the 3D Trios tournament title, or the 3D Trios title tournament, I should say, the first round match. It's one of these tournaments that Marigold is doing where like every fucking tournament is like one match per show, like spread over 10,000 shows. So I never end up seeing most of the tournaments. It's very annoying. I hate when they do it. Like just do a fucking regular tournament where like a bunch of matches on a few shows so I can actually just watch the whole fucking tournament. Because they do the same shit with the Dream Star, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, this. Oh, do you know off the top of your head what 3D stands for? By the way, for this new title, not the Dudley Boys.
Drop Destiny Dream.
Yeah, apparently it's Dream Diamond Destiny. Dream Diamond. Destiny.
Okay, not Drop. Okay, I don't know.
Dream Diamond Destiny. Yeah, Dream Diamond Destiny. The belts are kind of pretty looking. I saw they have this yellow strap.
They actually
have good flowers, the 3 diamonds. Yeah, their belt designs are really good.
All of their, if we have to give anything to Sunny, we do not have to give anything to Sunny. But if we have to give anything to Sunny, something to Sunny is that he is able to get the belt designers to actually design good looking belts.
Which is
all of their belts, their belt plates, all look really good. And the colors are good, the shape is good. It's not like shitty New Japan belts. When they were like, for example, the TV belt fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I still like the IWGP World Title. I go to my grave defending the Divas title, but
I liked it around Sanada's belt waist. I did not like it around everyone else's waist. It looked good on him, but whatever.
Let me quickly give the other, because there's two teams that met here, which I'll give them in a second. But the other teams are of course, Darkness Revolution, Nagisa Nozaki, Misa Matsuri, and Rei Seto, Mayu Iwatani, Victoria Yuzuki, and Komo Minami, Utami Yashishita, Chika Goto, and Chan Yoda, Siri Yamaoka, Yuka Yamazaki, and Shoko, and now Ishikawa, Hummingbird, and Tachibana, and then just foreign team. I guess we'll see who that is at some point. But yeah, so there's a few issues with this. The belts look gorgeous. Marvelous to me. First of all, the roster does not feel big enough to have a trios title to go with a tag title. Like the tag titles as they are barely go between anybody. And like the trios titles, do you think this promotion feels big enough to have a trios title?
I think they need one less singles title, and you can have two trios title belts.
Yeah, because you have because you have the red belt and the white belt. Obviously, you have the the tag belts. You have the fucking high speed title. I can never remember the name of the Superfly.
And then you have GHC title.
You have GHC Women's. So you already have 5 titles for promotion of this size. Now you're adding a trios title on top of it, when already Mayu has 2 of these belts by herself. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't. The promotion does not feel big enough, and they don't have any units besides one unit. So you have a trios title when you have like no units is very weird. But I guess they have a lot of like loose little units, which is kind of how things are how things are developed, I guess. But it just feels really weird to me.
I think the trios belts are a good idea. I think it's one of those things that should have been there from the start instead of the fucking Superfly. I hate the Superfly. It's not needed at all.
Yeah, the Superfly never made any sense to me because it's like, I don't know. It's like you don't have that many wrestlers to begin with, and all the wrestlers like the high limitation,
and like it's not even like seniority based, and it's not seniority based because they wanted to Mayu to win it. It's like the Superfly belt has been designed for Mayu to have multiple singles belts in the promotion, so she can have like a Triple Crown or Grand Slam or something like that. That's all the belt is there for. And
because like the high speed title in Stardom doesn't always stand out, but at least the Stardom roster is so gigantic that it gives people things to do in the mid card. Yeah, you don't have that. You don't have that many people in this promotion.
Yeah, because the high speed title is an actual mid card belt in in Stardom, unlike the Superfly. Like Superfly was the mid card belt, and it's not a mid card belt anymore. And the issue is that it was never supposed to be a mid card belt because it was always meant for Mayu to win it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so the fucking Dudley Boy Trios title tournament here. Miku Ano, Koki Amare, and Megaton. They are defeated by Mai Sakurai, Natsumi Shozuki, and Erina Yamanaka. With Shozuki pinning Megaton in 16:38 with the diving double knee drop. So when Megaton was not in this match, I thought it was a lot of fun, action-packed. Megaton did get worked over a lot to start, though. That wasn't really that interesting. Koki gets her fair criticism, deservedly so a lot of the time. I thought she looked pretty good here. She came in, did some nice spots, and she took some nasty leg kicks from Miku Ano. Maybe this is exactly how Koki needs to be used right now, is like in a trio, because she looked way better here than she usually does in singles matches. That's for sure. But yeah, unfortunately, Megaton eventually did have to tag back in. I know I'm going to piss that one guy off who leaves us YouTube comments sometimes whenever I talk about Marigold. I don't get the Megaton thing. I'm sorry. Like, just because Japanese fans like something doesn't mean I automatically have to like it. I'm not going to point out and say they don't like it when they clearly do, like people do at the house. They love it. Yeah. They love Megaton. They fucking love Megaton. I don't get it. I'll never get it. She just comes off like a bad wrestler who has kind of, I guess, like kind of funny charisma, but she's not good. And I don't know. I don't find this interesting. Yeah, 3.5 stars, I guess. Would have been higher without Megaton, because everything not involved Megaton I thought was really good. But yeah, Megaton dragged this down, as she often does in matches for me. So sorry to that guy. Can get mad at me all over again on YouTube probably. But Twin Star Championship match. Misa Matsuri and Chiaki make already this is already their 4th successful defense? Jesus, didn't they just win these belts in October?
I think so.
Yeah, let me see if that's even right, because that sounds insane. Twin Star Championship. Yeah, they won the belts October 26th, end of October. They beat Magenta. They beat Saori Yamaoka, Victoria Yuzuki, November 17th at Korakuen. They beat Go Chika and Minami Yuki, December 10th in Shinjuku FACE. They beat the other Darkness Revolution team, Nozaki and Rei Seto, January 3rd. And yeah, this is their 4th defense already. Wow. Chiaki, a diving guillotine drop on Shino. They beat Saori Yamaoka and Shino in 13:35. So yeah, Yamaoka and Shino, they won this title shot back when they won the one night tag tournament and beat this team on the December 27th Korakuen, which again I was of course at. I thought this was like pretty good, but it felt like it was this match. But it felt like it was weirdly lacking juice at times.
Yes.
So like the crowd did not seem to get super into it, which surprised me. I don't know, like okay, these Marigold fans, they were just going fucking crazy for Megaton, and now they're sitting on their hands for these 4, which is really weird to me.
It's weird because like the match was better than I expected. And I was like, so why are you not like into this? What's going on? This is good. Why are you making me less interested in this match? This should be this is probably the best Chiaki match in Marigold. What have you done?
Oh, you like this? You like this a lot more than I did then, because I was like 3 stars on it. I remember liking the 12:27 one a lot better. I thought that was like 3 3/4, if I'm remembering correctly. This was fine, but yeah, the crowd not being into it did not help.
Who was against them on the for the Christmas show?
So the tag tournament, these 2 teams face each other.
Oh right. I don't remember that match at all.
Okay,
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah,
probably forgot it.
But perfectly fine little match here, just didn't do a lot for me. Afterwards, Chiaki called out Miku Ano.
Oh, okay. I have to ask you, John. Have you noticed that the way Saori landed on the plancha to the outside, that she then was not included in the match after that?
Huh? Yeah, maybe she got injured.
Yeah, she landed. I don't think she got like injured, but I think she got hurt. Because she landed on someone's knees with her stomach, and then she was like holding her stomach throughout the like rest of the match and the rest of the post match. I think she was maybe supposed to go there at least for some spots afterwards, because she was taken out of the match completely after that. I don't assume that she would have been taken out of the match planned after failed plancha, because that's a spot that happens too often for that to be like and you are out of the match now, be gone, woman. Because Shino worked the rest of the match without any help from Saori. Saori did not even interrupt pins anymore after that.
Right. Well, after the match, Chiaki called out Miku Ano, but she basically wanted to give her a red belt shot, and Miku was like, no, you're not worthy. So we'll see where that goes, I guess. Miku really likes telling people no, because she did the same shit to Go Cheek. Main event was the GHC Women's title match, Mayu Iwatani's 15th anniversary match. She makes her first successful defense against Utami Yashishita in 14:45 with a 2-stage dragon suplex hold. So I still haven't seen the match where she won the belt from Iroha, because that was on January 3rd at Oda War when I was in Japan. I went to the DDT Korakuen instead, which I don't regret, because like, first of all, that Korakuen was amazing. Second of all, Dino kissed me. So definitely don't regret that. But I will watch it. It hasn't gone up for free yet on on Wrestle Universe. Apparently, they're saying now, I think Tuesday.
I'm waiting also for it to go up on Wrestle Universe. I'm not paying for that show.
Yeah, so when it goes up, I'll watch it. Because I heard the people in the building really loved that Mayu and Takumi Iroha match. I mean, Arametha was raving about it on our wrap-up episode, so I will definitely watch that. And there's some other stuff from that show I want to watch. But yeah, just for full disclosure, I have not seen that yet. We got a wacky like anniversary ceremony that included Yoko Bito showing up and hitting her with the elastic band way earlier than planned when they did the elastic band spot. That was kind of funny. Like she just kind of tripped and fell over. I think. Just like the actual match, Utami controlled it early, but Mayu managed to hit her with a desperation high kick while they were fighting on the apron. Then hit her with a Rana from the apron to the floor. That looked pretty sick. Followed by a spinning tope. Later on, Mayu hit a very nice poison Rana, where she basically like hopped up the turnbuckle and then came off it and under the Rana all in one smooth motion. Very good spot.
Yeah, that's a great spot. And Mayu hits it perfectly on Momo, Shuri. Oh, on Shuri, she did not hit it perfectly the last time they had a match. They kind of fumbled it.
That was like the one fucking botch in that incredible match.
That's the one. That's one spot that didn't work properly. But she chooses opponents to hit the spot on because it's really difficult to base for.
Shuri, again, not to I guess get back to the F750. How the fuck you can have the 3 Shuri matches she had, the Mayu match. And I think there's even other ones I'm forgetting. But like the matches she had last year and not make the FSM50 is crazy to me. But anyway,
don't ask. Don't.
And she's like always one of the best parts of the house shows too. It's like she's always in there. Kicking people
she was
hard.
Supposed to be in AEW's tag team tournament, but she got hurt and did not go. Then, the surgery was planned for at least half a year. Maybe if she went for more AEW dates, she would be in FSM 50.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Mayu ends up putting Utami away with the delayed dragon suplex hold. That finish, I don't know, I didn't expect it to end the match. I thought for sure Utami was going to kick out. I did not expect them to go under 15 minutes. So that felt a little anticlimactic to me. It just kind of felt like Utami, of all people, shouldn't have gone down that easy. So I thought it was still a great match. I went 4 flat on it, but just maybe a tad disappointing. I don't know for these two.
I was surprised it went so short, but at the same time, it's Mayu's 15th anniversary. It's under 15 minutes, and they on purpose put the ceremony before the match, so. They had the timing right. Nobody. I assume if the ceremony was shorter, the match would have been longer by a few minutes because they wanted to get as much money from Mayu, 2 shots and stuff like that after the show before they have to chase people out of the merch area and clear out the ring and stuff like that. So they put the ceremony beforehand. And
they need money. They need money for their legal fees after Stardom decided to basically told them we're gonna fucking sue you.
Yeah.
over that what's it called? God, what the fuck was it? The Mayu card set.
Yeah,
right? Because they're just flat out using Stardom's trademarks and belts and I don't know what the fuck they were
logos and stuff like that. Yeah,
I'm really endearing myself to the Marigold fans here probably, but this is a weird fucking thing to do. Why would you do that?
Because
like even sitting there like Stardom Memorial. I'm like, what the fuck? You can't just use another company's marketing.
He's dumb.
Yeah.
And look. Yuzupon would have been at the ceremony if she was not paid by Stardom to wrestle 3 days before. Yeah. But look. I'm all for history and I love Yuzupon. But if I have to choose between Yuzupon attending Mayu's 15th anniversary or Yuzupon wrestling in Korakuen Hall, I will choose Yuzupon wrestling in Korakuen Hall every single time.
Also, I think, unfortunately, the people hoping for Mayu to show up for the Saki thing are probably themselves.
That probably won't work. Yeah. Which sucks. That sucks. I would love that. I hope it can be done, but
Maybe
don't.
after Saki retires, she can show up in Marigold and say hi to Mayu at some
Yeah,
point.
I think that's the way that's going to work. Like Saki will show up with Flowers on some random show, the other way around.
So this, by the way, made Mayu 4-1-1 all time against Utami. For those wondering, they had the 15-minute time limit draw last year in Dreamstar.
Utami is the supposed ace of the promotion.
Yeah, Mayu beat her. Mayu's beaten her for the IWGP Women's title in 2023. She beat her in the Women's title tournament semifinal in 2022, and she beat her in the 5-star finals in 2018. Utami's one win against her was during her red belt reign in 2020 in November. So, yeah, so she hasn't beaten her in 5+ years now. But yep, ace of the promotion, everybody.
Ace of the promotion.
But yeah, this was this show was mostly pretty good. It's not like it was bad or anything. It just there's always that feeling with these shows to me of like Marigold, Like I don't know, it just has that they don't feel like a hot promotion, right? And that can be enough to drag things down a little bit. And I'm never excited to watch them, unfortunately. I guess that's why I'm left coming off here. So I don't know. What do you think? Are you excited to watch them?
I have issues with Marigold, and that issue is that it so much feels like Stardom pre 2018.
Yeah.
And I don't want to watch that promotion because it's not 2016, it's not 2015, it's not 2017, it's 2026. I have moved on and I do not want to go back, really. I am not someone who is big into nostalgia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
the live the Korakuen I was at on the 27th, it felt like it had no atmosphere. Like the crowd it was a very sparse crowd, which didn't help. But I just didn't. I mean, I don't know. It's like I know they have their devoted fans among the Western fans too, especially who desperately want them to be. Maybe it's just like you cannot compare them to Stardom. Like the Jumping Bomb audio people said the same thing. It's like there's no comparison there at this point. I mean,
no,
it's just not a thing. Like Stardom, like Tokyo, like their Marigold's rivals are more like
Tokyo Joshi, Sendai Girls, yes,
Sendai Girls, and both those promotions I put above Marigold, especially Tokyo Joshi. Marigold just has. I mean, they have a lot of wrestlers I like, quite a few, and they somehow just never feel that they just have a lot of wrestlers too that are very forgettable, and it never feels like the sum of its parts is better than the individual parts to me. So, that's just where I am at Marigold. I guess like I said, that one YouTube guy can get mad at me again if he wants, but I'm going to continue covering them because I think they're important to cover, at least their bigger shows. But it's just not a promotion I'm ever excited to watch. So.
Okay, before we end, and for the Marigold thing, give me a second. I need to find something. Yes. So, why I'm comparing Marigold to Stardom of old? I will read you out a card from 2014, going further back, late 2014. So. Korakuen Hall Show, supposed 9:45 attendance. Card is Asuka Remi versus Ryo Hazuki, which is, I think, Hazuki's debut match. Asuka Remi had exactly this one match. She got hurt on some kind of roll-up in this match. Her knee exploded. Hazuki then beat her up a little more and then got beaten by her, and that's it. Then there was a tag team match between Hiroyo Matsumoto and Miho Wakizawa, beating Hatsuhino Dekamen and Kaori Yoneyama. Hatsuhino Dekamen is Osaka wrestler, women's Osaka wrestler. Then there was a four-way between Yoshiko, Alpha Female, Kyoko Kimura, and Nanae Takahashi for the number one contendership for the red belt, which is fun. That sounds good. Yoshiko wins that match. Then there's, and listen to this, Dr. Wagner Jr. is a Captain Fall six-man tag team match. Dr. Wagner Jr. Yes, that Dr. Wagner Jr. Kairi Hojan, Mayu Iwatani versus Black Tiger. Yes, that Black Tiger. Koguma and Takumi Iroha. Takumi Iroha is still a Stardom wrestler at this point. And the main event is Io Shirai versus Meiko Satomura. Does this sound outside of the men match? The Dr. Wagner Jr. Does that sound like something that would be booked on Marigold 2026? Like really top heavy promotion with a great main event with weird matches underneath it.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
So in theory, you have like this possibly good semi-main event with Dr. Wagner Jr., but what the fuck is Dr. Wagner Jr. doing in the women's promotion? Whatever. Yeah. And the four-way match is like 4 good wrestlers, or at least 3 good wrestlers and alpha female. Then you have like comedy undercard match in the tag match, and you have rookie debut match.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's Marigold card in 2026. And as I said, I don't want to go back to that. Like, I don't. Like, you have Takumi Iroha, Utami Hayashishita, Io Shirai, Miku Aono on top, getting really good matches. And then you have, like, the mid-card with Misa and Chiaki and Nozaki and others. And then you have garbage undercard. Like, that's what Marigold cards are right now. I don't think like that's a hot promotion. And I don't want to watch that, honestly.
Yeah.
That has been my stance for a year now.
Yeah, I mean, they have a show sometimes, like that October show, where you're like, wow, this is really good. And then you go back to like the monthly Korakuen and stuff, you're like, eh. So, you know, they're a very mixed bag, that is for sure.
I don't like them.
Which coming up on... Oh, sorry,
pisses me off, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot... I mean, look, it's good that they exist because...
Yes!
Like, the Stardom roster's deep enough as it is. They don't... Like, what the fuck would Mayu Iwatani or Victoria Suzuki be doing if they're in Stardom right now?
Yeah.
Or Mai Sakurai, who's having a great run right now. I mean, they would not be... They'd be totally...
Yeah, exactly. There are wrestlers that need Marigold to exist to have the runs that they have right now. But I'm pissed that they exist because like they waste the potential of those wrestlers, some of those wrestlers. Like I am Utami Hayashishita fan. I should be fucking hyped about Utami Hayashishita matches. And I'm like, okay, so once a year she will give me a good match. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird that she jumped to Marigold and like, I don't know. It never feels like she delivers.
Haven't you heard?
Yeah, it never feels like she delivers on the level she used to. It's very weird.
No,
but I mean, she occasionally has a really good, outstanding match, and then I don't know. Then she also has shit like that fucking Takumi Iroha match last year. January 30th, the Shinjuku FACE show that has the Mayu Iwatani versus Komomo Minami Superfly title match we were talking about. That's a Shinjuku FACE. Also has another 3D championship tournament match, which is Naoya Ishikawa Hummingbird and Nagase Tachibana against Sari Yamaoka, Yuki Yamazaki, and Shoko Koshino. There's Miko Ano and Koki Amare against Nagisa Nozaki and Chiaki. Utami and Chikagoto against Misa Matsuri and Rei Seto. And Victoria Yuzuki and Arena against Tatsumi Shozuki and Megaton. Not a lot there to get excited about, in my opinion. The Superfly title match, I'll probably try to make time to watch. The rest of that card, not very good. So, we'll see. Anyway, there is your Marigold talk, which, again, the Marigold fans are going to love. They're going to love that segment. But I call them like I see them, folks. What do you want me to tell you? Velkej, you're going to leave us now. So anything you want to plug before we get out of here? before you get out of here, because we're not going anywhere yet, folks. I got 2 more promotions to talk about.
I sadly have not done any podcasting on my home podcast because of the deal life of my co-host. So we are really behind stuff. But we have not. We are basically on unannounced hiatus right now. Until stuff stabilizes on his part. So there's that.
Well, Velkej, buddy, you're always welcome to podcast with me. So
thank you.
I will send you my March. I already just worked out my March schedule. I'll send it to you after here. You can let me know if you're interested in any of these.
All righty. That's a good plan. Otherwise, come if you want to shout at me. Come shout at me on Twitter. Velkej_Bracha, and you'll find me there. I post random shouting into the abyss because that's what Twitter is right now. Anyway, have a great rest of the January. Wrestling so far rocks this year, so let's continue on rocking.
All right, so there's Velkej, folks, and again, we're not done yet. I'm going to be back in just a second. Well, for you, in just a second. I have to go watch a whole show first, but yeah, in just a sec, we'll be back with the DDT show and then the GLEAT Shinjuku FACE show. So give me 1 sec. All right, folks, I'm back here. It's just me, your pal John. I got 2 more shows to go over here from 2 more promotions. The 2 that Velkej did not watch. Although it's a good thing that he didn't watch GLEAT because I hadn't watched it yet at the time either anyway. Because it's like 3 hours after I finished recording with him. But yeah, through the magic of audio, it's like no time has passed at all for you. So let's first talk about the DDT Korakuen show from actually earlier today as I record this on Sunday the 25th. The Mission in Battle Shinshun Kenran. Don't know what that means besides Shin means new. January 25th. Unannounced crowd for New Japan for DDT as always. Now, they did offer refunds because of the last minute absence of course, God, why am I blanking on his name? The boy band guy, Takeshi. Takeshi having to pull out of this show due to he had an infectious case of pink eye. So he had to get replaced from his tag, and they offered refunds. I mean, the crowd still looked pretty packed, honestly. I mean, there were some empty seats, but not that many. So, well, I don't know how many took them up on the refund or how many just didn't buy tickets in general, but definitely wasn't sold out. But there definitely weren't that many empty seats or anything. But, can only ever eyeball it with this promotion, so because they don't announce attendance. The show opened with Shinya Aoki and Junta Miyawaki going to a 15-minute draw. I thought this match fucking ruled. Junta obviously just over from Noah. Because they announced him as participating in the DDT ring. I don't think he's been back in Noah since they made that announcement. No. Yeah, his last Noah match was January 2nd, New Year Reboot. So he's been all full-time DDT since then. So it looks like he's just going to be a DDT guy from now on. It suits him well, honestly. But yeah, exactly the kind of mat wrestling value you'd expect. The 2 of them just went, full tilt. And they were both desperately going for flash pins at the end. I mean, I love Aoki. I think he's like the 4-star general for me. I end up going 4 flat in a lot of his matches. And this was another one. So this one really delivered for me. Another 4-star match here. Just he works like nobody else in pro wrestling right now, which I deeply appreciate. So definitely an awesome opener. And hopefully we get a rematch off this 15-minute draw. The second match was Ryuma Tsukamoto, Daichi Sato, Yuki Ishida, Illusion, and Kazuma Sumi, defeating Takeshi Masada, Yuya Kuroku, Yuni, Rukia, and Hinata Kasai. It was Sato pinning Masada with the PL in 6 minutes and 10 seconds. So Ryuma was replacing Toy, who replaced Takeshi in the Dream Tag later on in the night. Again, due to the infectious case of pink eye. But yeah, this was one of those perfectly fine DDT Young Wrestler Showcase matches that also feels like it could have gotten way more time. So, 3 stars kind of thing. But they've always put on these matches in these Korakuens where it's like they could have gone another 10 minutes probably. But, they got 6 minutes. That's what they got. Match 3 was Naomi Yoshimura and Kumadori defeating Hideki Okatani and MJ Paul from Damnation TA. It was Yoshimura pinning Paul with the Halai Goshi in 7:59. I just kind of bored me, to be honest. I just really wasn't that into it. I gave it like 2.5. Okatani especially, he feels really stalled since he joined Damnation TA earlier, in not earlier this year anymore, in 2025. And I thought that was going to lead to a bigger deal for him, but it kind of just feels like it was to get Canon. I can never remember if it's Canon or Kanon. I think it's Canon. But yeah, I can, it feels like that was just to get him over, not really to do anything, with Okatani himself as the replacement for him in the unit. And it kind of sucks because I really dig his whole, fucking emo boy look and his persona, and it just feels like they're not doing anything with him. I don't know. Just kind of, he really doesn't do anything on these shows. I mean, I guess part of that problem was that Daisuke Sasaki got injured when they were tag champions or challenging. I think they were champions at the time. But yeah, just they really haven't been able to get him back on track. So that kind of sucks. I hope they do something with him soon. Then we had the big return match for Yoshihiko. So the joke that never gets old. Minoru Suzuki, Danshoku Dino, and Yoshihiko defeated Super Sasadango Machine, Kazuki Hirata, and Antonio Honda when Dino pinned Hirata with the Gedo clutch in 6 seconds. In the first that happened, of course, when Suzuki was making his entrance. Imabashi freaked the fuck out because no one even got to sing Kaze ni Narare. Yes, folks, somehow the Suzuki incident returned. But yes, the Suzuki Incident 2 Electric Boogaloo happened. But yeah, so you made them restart the match. And then Suzuki, Dino, and Yoshihiko defeated Sasadango, Hirata, and Honda when Suzuki submitted Sasadango with an arm lock in 5 seconds. So he just taps him out immediately when Dango tried to attack him for the bell. That got another Imabayashi freak out, since we even get to see Yoshihiko in his big return match. Again, I never get tired of the GM Imabayashi freakouts. They're always fucking funny. And yes, finally the match, the second rematch, Suzuki, Dino, and Yoshihiko defeated Dango, Hirata, and Honda when Yoshihiko pinned Hirata with the reincarnation in 5:23. A fun comedy match, just as you'd expect. And afterward, we got the big announcement that it will be Takeshita, yes, that's Takeshita, against Kazuki Hirata, announced for Judgment on March 22nd at Korakuen. Hirata did not like that. He gave one of his so. But he did later change his tune to sound more determined, but I am looking forward to that. By the way, I voted for, here, as we'll talk about next week with the Match of the Year poll, I voted for Hirata and Yoshihiko as my 10th place match as kind of my vanity pick, and it made one of my least favorite people on the Voice Wrestling Discord. I'll just say his name anyway. Who gives a shit? That Vitamin J guy. Which I was like, there's very few people that I interact with on that Discord where I get more people DMing me to be like, that guy fucking sucks. I'm like, yeah, I know he sucks. But, what do you want me to tell you? I got 5 DMs during that conversation of people being like, fuck that guy, which is funny. I think there's anybody, that's happened multiple times too. And I don't really think there's anyone else on that Discord that I get in fights with, because I do get in fights with a lot of people, where I get that kind of DM solidarity of people being like, that guy fucking sucks. Or he's an asshole to me too. I'm like, yeah, I know. But yeah, so anyway, he was really freaking out about that pick. Kind of hilariously misunderstanding the point of a vanity pick, where he's like, oh, it'd be a real tragedy if the sex doll match doesn't make it in high in the Match of the Year poll. It's like, it's a vanity pick is just a match probably no one else is going to vote for. You just want to give it a vote so it has 1 point in the Sadness Village, which a term I coined, by the way. And, which I think they do credit that to me every year. But yeah, you want it to just be in the canon of great matches for the year, which to me, when you have, it wasn't necessarily my 10th best match. If you go by star ratings, I had other 4 and 3/4 star matches I should have put there. But when you have a 4.5 star match with a sex doll, you earned a top 10 spot, in my opinion. That's what Hirata did. So, and plus his year was so great. I just really wanted to give him, he's the best comedy wrestler of all time. Him winning the title was one of the best moments of all time. Let's give the man his flowers. And the sex doll got his flowers too. So there you go. Match 5. This was the tag match where Toy had to replace the pink guy boy Takeshi. So it was Konosuke Takeshita and Jun Agiyama defeating Harashima and Toy, when Takeshita pinned Toy with the Wagamama in 12:40. Yeah, they had set that up back at Ultimate Party. You know, they had teased the first Kaisei Takeshi versus Takeshita, showdown like after that match. So it kind of sucks that we lost that. But then Toy ended up stepping in here, and as he's been doing, whenever they give him these spots, he was fucking great here. So, but before that, we got Harashima and Takeshita having this exchange that was a big highlight. Harashima just like reddened his chest with his kicks, and Takeshita caught one of them only for Harashima to just hit like sort of an enziguri, but not really. It was kind of a cool spot, but he got hit with the other leg, and that was a cool little kick spot. And then Takeshita, man, podcasting by yourself is so hard. I can't pause really because I just don't want the silence. But man, Takeshita eventually puts Toy away though. Later on after a really fun closing stretch. Very good match here. Started a little bit slow, but I still went 3 3/4. And it worked out with the pink guy because it became a major showcase for Toy, who just keeps impressing. So, and Takeshi to put him over afterward, shaking his hand. So that was really cool. The next we had the KOD tag title match. Mao and Cannon. I don't know. I can never remember if it's Cannon or Cannon. The Strange Love Connection. I have their t-shirt. I can never remember this. They defeated the Apex, Yuki Ino and Yuki Onaya. Kanan, I'm just going to call him that. I don't know. He pinned Ino with the Guru driver in 15:35 to make their third defense. The stage actress dominatrix woman, who I found out from the leader dude in the Discord, is trans apparently. I had no idea that she was trans. But yeah, she was back here, the dominatrix lady with the whip. But yeah, I thought this was pretty good, just not great or anything, which is kind of disappointing. Went like 3 1/4. Just didn't do a whole lot for me. But afterward, we got the Apex joining Strange Love Connection. So yeah, Strange Love Connection is expanding into its full unit. Apparently, they said they were going to introduce a new member in February anyway, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, we have now. I think it was Mao who joked that they're now going to be the Apex from Strange Love Connection. That was funny. But yeah, just I guess joking about the Rampage thing from I think it's like Rampage from Exiled Tribe that Takeshi's part of, if you don't get that joke. But yeah, now they're teaming up, so we have a stable here. Then the main event, the KOD Openweight and Universal Title irregular 3-way match, as they called it. It was the 2-fall thing, just like the WrestleMania 2000 thing with the European Intercontinental titles, except Reno did not lose both his belts like Kurt Angle did that year. Universal Title, first fall, Daisuke Sasaki defeated Yuki Ueno and Chris Brooks when Sasaki submitted Brooks with the crossface in 16-14. So Ueno fails his V2 and Sasaki becomes the 20th Universal Champion. But Ueno then retained the Openweight title in the second fall, pinning Sasaki with the WR in 10:05 to make his 5th defense of the Openweight title. So yeah, leading into this, Daisuke Sasaki had some truly funny quotes where he basically said he wants to create a new Triple Crown with his over 40 title, which, yes, I forget he has that because he never defends it, which will mean that all 3 belts only get defended by people over 40, and, quote, DDT will start to resemble late period WCW. And Sasaki wanted to say he likes this because he likes bad things. He loves Scott Hall in late period WCW because he's a drunk like him. Just great stuff from Sasaki. But that was the quest he was on here. And he got halfway to his goal, as mentioned. He tapped out Brooks with a crossface at the end of a chaotic first fall. Then he immediately speared Ueno off the apron, through a table below, and then he dropped an elbow on Brooks back in the ring before putting him right back in the crossface. But that he was not able to get the submission this time. But yeah, I thought the drama of this last 10 minutes was really high. Sasaki's desperately trying to take us into his world of late period WCW. But Ueno ends up surviving a very close flash pin attempt and puts him away to salvage the KOD. I thought this was a pretty awesome match. I went 4 stars in the whole thing. I didn't separate out the 2 falls. But yeah, great main event. 4-star match here. Had some of the problems that 3-ways have, they're never perfect. There's always that this one guy's gonna lay around for forever from taking some move. But, as far as 3-ways goes, it was pretty damn good. So yes, the man whose name I can't pronounce, Kanan, whatever, he came out to challenge Yuki Ueno for the KOD Openweight title. at the DDT Judgment Show on March 22nd. So there's your Judgment main event, apparently. The crowd was not that into it. They seemed a bit apathetic. Maybe they also know how to pronounce his name. Like they can never... I think maybe they also can never remember how to pronounce his name like me. It's weird because I can... Right, you think I watched the show. I was in a DDT crowd. I heard people call for him. Did they say Kanon or did they say Kanan? I really can't remember. So weird how that happens. But yes, so he's challenging. The crowd really was not that into it, but that's what we're getting. We're getting him against Ueno as our Judgment main event, which Judgment's in Korakuen, everybody. So that's 2 months from now, March 22nd. But yeah, pretty good show here. Book ended by awesome matches. The in-between, maybe a little more up and down than you'd like, but you got 2 4-star matches. I mean, you're never going to complain about that. So a good start to the year here for DDT, and we'll see how things go, heading into their next month. I don't know what the fuck's coming up for them, actually. I haven't really looked into it. I think the next time we're gonna cover them, Tokyo Joshi, the Houston show does not currently have a date or venue. Okay, I gotta put that down. 3/22 probably. So yeah, they Mal put up a tweet a few. Okay, something about Tokyo Joshi and DDT. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, thank you as always to Jamie, who I got to see again in Japan, who was sitting right next to me when Don Choco Dino kissed me. But yeah, I'm not sure what they have really coming up. I don't really have any idea what they have coming up, to be honest with you. So we'll see. I think the next Korakuen, I put it on my little schedule thing. Their next Korakuen is the one that's not Judgment. The next one is February 22nd. So I think that might be the next time we cover them. I don't think they have any other shows that we're covering before that, so it'll be a little bit. But yes, your DDT coverage will continue here on Wrestling Omakase. Okay, so let's go over to GLEAT. So I wanted to cover them again. We, of course, talked about them during the... oh, God, I'm losing my voice. We talked about them during the Wrestle Kingdom trip recap, because I went to the December 30th show. And of course, they also announced they were dropping the paywall right before that show. So their YouTube shows are once again free. And I'm going to watch it if it's free. I mean, I used to watch it before the paywall. I just wasn't willing to pay for GLEAT. But I will definitely watch it for free. So yeah, we're going to cover their January 20th Shinjuku FACE show. They also had a show before that on... God, when the fuck was that Osaka show? January 10th, I think. So I didn't see that whole show. I did watch the Joshi match because the 6-woman tag, because I wanted to see. I'm always excited to see Aoi. She's like one of my favorite indie Joshi from JTO, and JTO hasn't updated like anything on their YouTube in a while. So I watched it to see her. It was fine. It was only like 7.5 minutes. I also watched the main event, which was El Linda Man defending the G-Rex title against Soma Watanabe. He beat him in 22-29 on that show. I didn't think that match was very good. It only has a 6.69 on Cage Match, so I guess a lot of people agree with me. I would even go lower. I'd go like 3 stars or something. I thought it was pretty boring, honestly. Just didn't really do anything for me. So not a big fan of that match. Definitely can't recommend it. I didn't see anything else in that show, though. So the show I did cover, I watched all of just before that, just like moments ago, actually, was the January 20th Shinjuku FACE show. So this show did an attendance of 279. It was down quite a bit from the 401 they drew on the December 30th show that I was at, and you could definitely see it in the crowd. I mean, it did not look full, which is, Shinjuku FACE, not a big building. For a lot of the night, until the main event, this was more of what I was expecting when I went to the December 30th show, because remember, that show was like a big shocker, how great it was. I mean, that show was awesome, and I think even a lot of people that watched at home, I think, said that show was... I remember Michael Spears from... Mike Spears, I don't know why I call him Michael. Michael's what his dad calls him. Mike Spears from the Open the Voice Gate. He obviously was one of the very few people watching GLEAT during their paywall era before they took the paywall down again. And he said like that just wasn't the GLEAT that he was used to watching. He's very upfront about it, and that's not the promotion that he was expecting. He'd grown to expect, I should say. So this was more the promotion I was expecting, I guess, going in. It was kind of all over the place and not in a good way. And the crowd was not very hot at all most of the night. But the main event was really awesome, as we'll talk about. So it kind of saved it to a degree. I mean, it was an awesome fucking main event, as we'll get to. But yeah, the show opened actually not with a match, with a promo from the Black Generation International. Kaito Ishida, who's their leader, he introduced Mexico's Black Andromeda. Black Andromeda does not have a cage match profile. I believe there's some kind of Mexican wrestler. They might be an Exotico, actually. I mean, they kind of wear an Exotico outfit with the kind of like short shorts and the, I don't know, translucent almost dress kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he introduced them along with Arashi from Michinoku Pro. Arashi, not a guy I'm familiar with. I mean, who watches Michinoku Pro these days? But yeah, Arashi's apparently currently one half of the tag champions there with some guy named Yasutaka Osela. But not Yasutaka Yano, very different wrestler. But there's not the guy, not the sex creep All Japan brought back. Different Yasutaka. But then, like, Kaito complains about having to defend the tag titles in the main against T-Hawk and Hayato Tamura for reasons I couldn't quite understand in my, bad level of Japanese knowledge. But, and they just left. Kind of a weird little promo. I can never really tell how heelish BGI are supposed to be, because there's also the anti-GLE monsters around. And Ryuichi Kawakami, by the way, who is, like, I guess the leader of them. I don't know, I guess. I don't know if it's him or Brass Knuckles June. But, he's a former Big Japan guy. He's been around quite a while now, since 2008. He's a big dude. And he actually attacked Linda Man after Linda Man beat Soma to retain the title back in Osaka. So he's the next challenger for the G-Rex title, their world title. That's going to happen at Korakuen next month. But yeah, so I can never tell who is supposed to be more heelish there. I think it's the anti-GLE monsters. And BGI is very popular too. Like, they were like by far the most popular wrestlers in the building when, in Shinjuku FACE at least. Maybe it was just where I was sitting that girl loved Soma Watanabe and like everybody else in the group, but they seemed to be really popular when I was there. And they think they were. I mean, the main event was one of the only things in the show that had crowd heat, as we'll get to. But yeah, the show opened with a 6-man tag. So for some reason, El Lindaman worked 2 matches in a row. Don't really know why. Again, maybe someone who follows GLEAT more closely could tell you. I can't. But yeah, the opener here was El Lindaman, Andy Panda, and Andy Wu defeating the team of Luigi Primo. Yes, the fucking anti-vax pizza man was here. Van Vert Jack and Copy. It was Panda pinning Luigi with a Firebird Splash in 8:34. I don't know who Andy Panda is. Cage match, again, didn't have a profile for him. His fucking gear was very low rent. Cappy seems to be a Freedoms guy since 2020. Like, he started out with something called Eagle, which is a Tochigi-based promotion by the looks of it. They don't have anything on Cage Match since, like, mid-2025. I don't know if they're still around. Could just be too low level for someone to even bother continuing to update. I don't know. He hasn't appeared in Freedoms yet in 2026, though, so I don't know if he's left Freedoms for GLEAT or what's going on there. He was also on that Tochigi January 1st show that I went to, but I didn't see him because he was in the opener, and I missed the first 2 matches because I was out partying all night on New Year's Eve in Club Mogra, so, what are you going to do? Van Vert Jack, he's only 20, but he's already been wrestling for 14 years. Because, yes, he started when he was 6 years old out in Fukuoka. But, yeah, I mean, Andy Wu, former Wrestle 1 guy, I think people probably know that name. But, yeah, between, like, some of the outfits here and some really awkward moments, this match had a very shindy feel to it, not in a good way at all. I thought this sucked. 1 3/4. Not a good opener here at all. Match 2, another 6-man tag, and this was Linda Man working 2 matches in a row for some reason. His team lost them both, actually. It was Katsuhiko Nakajima, Kendo Kashin, and Shinya Aoki defeating El Lindaman, Takanori Ito, and Ryo Aitaka in 12-13. It was Nakajima pinning Ito with a Northern Lights bomb. This was a deeply weird match. Like, at one point, the ref just kind of fell out of the ring, and we had, like, 3 simultaneous submissions where all 3 of the shooters, the Nakajima, Kashin, Aoki team in the submissions, and Kashin at least definitely submitted. I don't know if Nakajima and Aoki also did, but Kashin definitely did, and the ref was bumped, so the ref didn't see it. So we had to get a phantom submission to protect the other team or something. It was very strange. But yeah, Nakajima and Ito did have a nice little kick exchange after that, though. That was some very hard kicks. And the match, the match picked up after that. It was pretty good after that. I went 3 1/4 ultimately. And so there you go. Nakajima pinned Ito. Afterwards, Shinya Aoki challenged Nakajima for the LIDET UWF title. And that match will happen on February 11th in Korakuen. That could be fucking awesome. So that is definitely what I'm looking forward to. Nakajima versus Shinya Aoki. Match number 3, the anti-GLE Monsters, Ryuichi Shaman Kawakami and Keiichi Sato defeated Tetsuya Izuchi and Kotaro Suzuki from BGI. It was Kawakami pinning Izuchi in only 5:17 with the Fire Thunder Bomb. This was an average match, I guess. I don't know, like 2.5. Very short. Kawakami, he pinned Izuchi with the Crucifix Bomb that for some reason both the announcers and the website called a Fire Thunder Bomb. It wasn't a Fire Thunder Bomb. I don't know why they called it that. But yeah, very short match. Not much to it, but it makes sense to put Kawakami over strong because he's going to be the next GRX challenger. And he did lay out Kotaro afterward for good measure. I also gave him the not really a Fire Thunder Bomb. Afterwards, we got, I guess, well, maybe they also call that move a Fire Thunder Bomb. Maybe I think of a Fire Thunder Driver is what I'm thinking of. Confused. I don't know. Who gives a shit? After we got a confrontation between Kawakami and Lindemann. Again, they're going to meet, and presumably the main event for the GRX title. The February 11th Korakuen. Me and John Bivens are scheduled to be on that episode, and maybe John will actually watch it. We'll see. I'm like, Velkej. Love you, Velkej. I'm just, if you happen to hear, that's just not, it's okay. I didn't watch it yet either at that point, like I said. 8-man tag had the BGI team of Soma Watanabe, So Daimonji, still the Big Japan Strong World Champion, by the way, Arashi and Black Andromeda, defeating the team of Takahiro Yamamura, Shigehiro Irie, JD Lee, and Junji. I don't know some of these people. I have no idea who some of these people are. I didn't even look them up either for some reason. But I think JD Lee, he's like a South Korean wrestler, if I remember correctly. But he's been in Japan a while now anyway. So yeah, this was such a weird... Okay, the finish was really weird, as we'll get to. The match itself, so Andromeda, he was really impressive here. All of his flips were really, really cool looking. He definitely flipping around, having a good old time. Got a whole bunch of dives and such before Arashi pinned JD with this flipping powerbomb thing. Now JD loses the match. He gets pinned directly by Arashi. He refuses medical help from his teammates, as the website says. And then he announces, I'm going to join Black Generation International in order to become stronger. And for some reason, the unit of, I guess, heels is overjoyed that the man they just beat is joining them. Very weird. It will get weirder when we get to the main event. But yes, they beat this man, and then he's like, I want to join you. And they're like, okay. A little weird. Little weird angle. Then we had an intermission before the semi-main event, which was your women's match here. They're calling it GLEAT versus Rewa Party. Okay. This was the team of Unagi Sayaka, Ayame Sasemura, Honori Hana, and Nanami Hatano. I forgot Nanami now has a last name. That's right. She used to only be one name for a while. They defeated the team of Michiko, Chan Yoda, Marika Kobashi, and Yuna Manase. Weird they call them Team GLEAT when really only Michiko is in GLEAT. I mean, Manase's from... I mean, I guess they all appear regularly, I guess. But Kobashi's a freelancer. Used to be Tokyo Joshi, of course. Chan Yoda is PPP Tokyo. Also appears in Marigold a lot. And Yuna Manase is Gambare. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, this is, special referee Sonny. Who the fuck is that? I have no idea who this special referee Sonny was. If anyone knows, I would love for you to tell me in the channel. I have no clue who this woman was. Like, they said Sonny, and I'm like, what? Like, when you just see it in text, you're like, isn't she dead or in jail or something? But no, not the WWF Sonny. Another Sonny. A Japanese Sonny. Anyway, I know all of one team. I just went over the not GLEAT team. The other team, obviously, I know Unagi Sayaka. I mean, I just got her autograph, actually, at the... I think, at the Oz Academy show when she couldn't talk for some reason. And I know Nanami because she's been around Stardom a bunch. I don't think I don't know. They never said. I don't think if she's still an official God's Eye member or not. It was weird how that went. Where she was in Stardom a bunch, and like I said, even made a God's Eye member, and has largely vanished from Stardom. She isn't Diana still. She's only 19, so maybe she'll pop up again at some point. A lot of promise for her. She's a 5'6". She has great size, especially for a Joshi, and just always looks good in there to me. The two I'm less familiar with, although I've heard the names. Honori Hana is from Seed. She debuted back in 2019, then was gone from like July 2021 till the very end of 2024 for some reason before returning. She's currently one half of the Seed Tag Champions along with Unagi Sayaka. There's also in this match, of course. Ayame is from 2AW. She's been around since 2016, so she's been around forever. She's been around so long, they were still Kaintai Dojo when she debuted, so that's really a long time. The girls worked hard here, even though this had even less heat than the earlier men's matches that really didn't have much heat. Unagi ended up pinning Marika with a roll-up after pulling her directly into the path of a really hard Michiko elbow. That went a lot more smooth than it could have, honestly. I was thinking that spot they pulled that spot off very smooth when, definitely could have gone not smooth at all. But yeah, pretty good little match here. The lack of crowd heat hurt it, but I went 3 1/4. I enjoyed it. It's just weird because this women's division that they're kind of focusing on to start the new year is really just random tag matches with freelancers. So I don't know if they're ever going to do anything else with it. Are they going to introduce a title or something or anything? But yeah, it's just a lot of random tags right now. The main event, this was the match that saved the show, honestly, because as you can hear, the show was really nothing up until this point. But the G Infinity tag title match, the Black Generation International team of Kaito Ishida and Kazuma Sakamoto defeated the team of T-Hawk and Hayato Tamura in 20 minutes and 58 seconds. It was Ishida pinning T-Hawk. So the 11th champions make their first defense. Hayato had a belt with him coming out, I should say. I had to look this up, and it's the very prestigious Uptown Championship. So that's a promotion I still need to see. I did not see an Uptown show when I was in Japan. So we'll see if Uptown ends up running anything I can go to in June. That's, of course, Ika Men's promotion. Flagship favorite, Jiro. But yeah, this was, somehow, by the way, it still says Strong Hearts on T-Hawk's ass, even though I think they've been over for 5 or 6 months at this point or something. So, gotta update those tights there, T-Hawk. But yeah, this match was fucking awesome. I mean, it started out really well. At one point, Ishida kept going after T-Hawk on the apron with kicks, even when T-Hawk was not the legal man, which pissed him off royally, and he was doing a great job selling how angry he was, and it triggered this huge brawl all around ringside, and the crowd is going crazy at that point. Now, the match did slow down a little bit after that, though, with Ishida working over T-Hawk back in the ring. That was a little boring. And there was also this kind of annoying time where there was the crowd had died a little bit before they will get them back. But yeah, the crowd was kind of quiet at that point, and there was this one guy repeatedly trying to get T-Hawk chants started by himself, and it barely succeeded. He would get one other woman to chant with him sometimes. It got annoying. In this small building, you can really hear stuff like that, and it gets annoying. But there were some very hard chops exchanged between Ishida and T-Hawk, and things really picked up again around then. Just a real non-stop, action-packed closing stretch. The very sparse crowd was just going wild at this point. T-Hawk fucking murdered Ishida with a knee when he ran in. That looked absolutely brutal. And then I love the finish where they just keep going back and forth. Ishida hit some kind of... They were exchanging strikes. Ishida goes to pin T-Hawk. T-Hawk just kind of rolls right on top of him, but then Ishida rolls right back over on top of T-Hawk, and that just gets the pin. Huge pop for that finish. Came out of nowhere. Really, really cool finish. And even with the somewhat little boring stretch, it really didn't last that long. I thought these two teams killed it. 4 1/4. Awesome fucking match. And again, most of this show was what I expected the December 30th show to be going in. I thought that show was going to be boring and heatless and not very good. And a lot of this show was pretty boring and pretty heatless. But the main event the main event was awesome. So it's really the only thing on the show you need to watch. But that is definitely worth your $0. I mean, go to the GLEAT on YouTube and watch this main event because it fucking ruled. But then we got the weird booking at the end. So Arashi, remember, pinned JD Lee in that tag match before JD Lee joined. And the two of them come together to challenge for the tag belts for some reason. What? So yes, we're going to have an all big Black Generation International match on the February 11th Korakuen for these G Infinity tag titles. So there you go. Very strange booking. But that is your GLEAT review. What's coming up for GLEAT? They have a house show in Osaka on February 8th. So it's still a few weeks away. I assume by house show it's not airing on YouTube or anything, but who knows. And then, of course, their big show, GLEAT version 23, is February 11th at Korakuen Hall. I already have a bunch of stuff announced for that. So let's see here. A lot of it I talked about already, but have the main event for the GRX title, El Lindaman defending against Ryuichi Shaman Kawakami. Interesting to see if we get a title change there. I guess it wouldn't shock me. I mean, they're definitely building him up for it really well, we'll say. Another thing that could be a title change, LIDET UWF title, Katsuhiko Nakajima defending against Shinya Aoki. Then we have the, I guess, tag title match. It doesn't say it on the graphic. It's G Infinity tag titles. Okay, but yeah, it's Kaito Ishida and Kazuma Sakamoto versus Arashi and JD Lee. We have a GLEAT MMA match, which I guess is a shoot, not the worked LIDET UWF. So it's Yu Iizuka against Kao Uno? I don't know who that is. I'm not an MMA person at all, folks. Then we also have Takahiro Yamamura against Jack Cartwheel. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Again, I'm not a US indie guy, so maybe he's all over the indies. I don't know. But yeah, Jack Cartwheel will be here to face Yamamura. And there'll be a special opening DJ. So Yamamura is also going to DJ on this show, apparently. So, yeah, DJ Yamamura to go DJ Carl. But yeah, we'll get more matches and we'll get a card order at some point. But there's your GLEAT. And we will cover that on Omakase. That'll be the next time we talk about GLEAT. Will be in a 3 weeks or something for that February 11th Korakuen. So the GLEAT coverage will continue until morale improves. And yeah, for people who think they're going anywhere, not anytime soon, I guess, because they have shows booked all the way through the end of April. So, for now at least, they are still around. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's your GLEAT talk. And with that, I guess we can wrap things up. So for people, obviously who noticed that we missed a few episodes, or not a few episodes. Like we had a weird schedule in January because I was away in Japan. I came back from Japan. I was depressed that I was no longer in Japan, and I'm very, what's it called? Jet lagged for a while. We did the one post Wrestle Kingdom week recap, which got great reviews, by the way. So thank you to everybody who listened and said they enjoyed it a lot. I really appreciate that. But yeah, all the people who dropped the fucking word I gave at the end for the sickos was really funny, especially given the word I put there. But yes, so I don't think I need to give you one for this week. I don't think this week's was that long, was it? It's like 3.5 hours or something. That's not that long for us, especially. That one was almost 5 hours, so that was a real test of endurance. But a shocking number of you made it to the end, it seems like. So thank you again for listening. But yeah, so the point is, though, now we're kind of back. So not even kind of. I mean, now I have, I'm going to go back to our weekly schedule. We should have episodes out every week. Maybe not always the same day every week, but, should be about one a week. So yeah, next week we'll be doing a little bit of a roundtable. So the Voices of Wrestling Match of the Year poll will be coming out this coming week. The deadline's like an hour and 15 minutes from now as I record this. So I have a bunch of guests lined up, including some first-time guests I'm excited to have on. A couple of returning, I think 1 or 2 returning guests too. But definitely Chris, CSW, who I saw in Japan, he'll be on. Tim Hunter, who I also saw in Japan from Joshi Around, he'll be on. Sean Cedar from Voice of Wrestling. HP Joker, who's been around the Discord. I've met him a bunch of times too at Ring of Honor shows and stuff. I think Tyler Fornes said he's probably going to try to make it. This other dude, another Chris said Chris CG on the Discord is going to try to make it. So yeah, we got a nice little roundtable of Voice of Wrestling Match of the Year voters. So we'll go over our lists, our individual top 10s, and we'll also react to the final list and who won and what match won. The only match I'll be pissed if it wins is Moxley versus Hangman, because that match was not a 5-star match, not a match of the year, especially when I have to hear some of the same people who fucking whine about House of Torture Interference nonstop put that match over, which is kind of fucking ridiculous. But anyway, but yeah, the thing I forgot to mention, by the way, I'm talking about the house. So earlier in the episode when I recorded with Velkej, we have been talking about Evil probably leaving. Between the time, while I was watching GLEAT, between the time I recorded that and then recorded by myself, they confirmed, like New Japan officially announced Evil's leaving. So, R.I.P. Evil. I'm going to miss you, King. Unfortunately, a lot of the dumbest people in wrestling are very happy right now, which is, again, unfortunate. But he separates the wheat from the chaff. What can I say? All right, folks. Thank you, as always, for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at WrestleOmakase. Wrestling would not fit. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Just1MB. Again, we'll be back next week. But yeah, we have lots of episodes lined up at the Roundtable next week for the Voice of Wrestling Match of the Year poll. I already have guests lined up for 3 more episodes in February. So we got where we'll be back to like normal, like talking about different show stuff. Our Meth is going to come back on. John Bivens is going to be back on. Snazzy Eric is going to be back on. So all 3 of them will be back. I'm sure I'll get Paul back on once he's back from his very, very, very long vacation. But we'll see for March. I think Velkej will be back probably. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm glad to be back to doing this weekly. God knows I need something to kill the time because I'm not going to be doing much anything for the next few months. But like, how can I can't sit here and complain. I'm going back to Japan in like 19 weeks from Wednesday. Like, that is crazy, right? Like, how lucky am I, to have a decent paying job and a total lack of any financial responsibilities. This is why I don't have a kid, folks, because I go to Japan twice a year now. So, as long as, and the other reason why I keep doing this is because, like, again, when you look at the American news, it's like, this just keeps getting worse and worse, and, like, at some point they might just close the fucking borders for all I know. So, like, I gotta keep going while I still can go. So, hopefully I make it out of here in June. If they want to close the borders while I'm there, that would be ideal. Please go ahead and do that. But otherwise, we'll see. Especially now Nicole's gonna be with me. That'd be even better. But anyway. I kind of got lost track again. If I can leave you with anything, more than anything, it is go fuck yourself if you're a Trump supporter. Seriously, go fuck yourself. Anyway, folks, that will do it. Thank you as always for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Do you like wrestling trivia? Then check out the 5-star match game, the Pro Wrestling Quiz Show. I'm Joe Gagney. In every episode, I grill 3 contestants with 5 rounds of power-packed wrestling trivia. We have over 30 evergreen episodes in the archives covering WWE, AEW, Japan, Mexico, and much, 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 much more. Play along at home and check it out today.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Collins, and I am the host of the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, a show right here on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. On the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, we take a deep look at individual issues and stories that are going on in the wrestling world. Each episode is about a different topic, and we take a thorough and educated look at things ranging from current booking trends to breakdowns on individual performers and angles to investigations into different fan cultures across the industry. In addition, we keep a close eye on the wrestling media, and as a professional journalist, I bring a unique perspective to how current issues in wrestling are being covered and discussed through the wrestling media. We have a revolving series of guests from across wrestling punditry joining us on each episode, and we hope that you make the choice to give us a listen on wherever you get your podcast from.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity, and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently, too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.